All right, we might have to talk to the boys on other shows. I think they have some countdown thing. We're gonna have to start doing it because we had just got a notification from YouTube that this show starts way too late. Because we're always like 7 to 10 minutes late. Yeah,
we're only like 2 minutes late ever, so I don't know what's the other shows must be the late ones.
No, it's this. They said Sunday's pretty late.
Yeah, I want like a 2 minute like countdown timer.
Yeah, nice. 2 minute countdown time. I think we can do that. What's up in Mexico? Yeah, see that. All right. So Wayseeker apparently. I will tell you this: there are some good things going on here at Dark Side. There are some terrible things going on at Dark Side. Good notes. Hopefully, you guys read the comments for the thumbnail today. JJ's taking over thumbnails, and he has got that segment, Guess the Price, which is very good. On the other hand, we have Wayseeker, who decides that he's going to put in more work now, and he has proceeded to write book reports about everything, including what books we want to pick up at cons. He tried to give me that crappy-ass assignment. I have rejected it. Instead, I did my own little version of it, and hopefully it's a lot better than it. Well, I mean, it's easy.
It won't be. It won't be any good.
However, because of that,
chat's gonna say mine's better, just like normal.
That okay. The chat never says that. The chat is never
all the UK people do, because I'm drinking my tea and you just think tea's awful. Totally matters.
I actually drink. That's not true. That's not true. I drink tea.
You drink tea with other stuff in it, probably. Yeah, sure.
No, I drink a manly drink. Mushroom coffee.
What?
Mushroom coffee? Drink a man's drink, and you just said mushroom
coffee, baby.
Okay, that is
digestion. Good
that's
for,
diarrhea about to occur.
Like something you speak on a
coming back, son.
It is not. That's your diet. Yeah, what it is you're not actually gaining muscle there. You're just losing mass because you're pooping. You're pooping everything out.
Mushroom coffee. Focus drive. Stomach. Good for the stomach.
You know how we know Dom spends way too much time on the internet, because like that is a targeted like generic ad that plays through feeds.
You know how much money he wastes on that too? Because that's not like cheap.
I don't know. I never let it go through. As soon as the mushroom ad comes up, I'm like, I've been on the internet too long. I get off.
You could be buying Grail comics and instead you're buying mushroom coffee.
Listen.
Oh,
diarrhea.
Overall health and being is better than any of that crap that I could possibly have.
Drink water.
You know what rich is? You know what wealth is? Health, baby. That's all that matters to me.
Yeah, shouldn't you drink the water or like the
hydration? Water? Try water.
Hydration or nutrition drinks.
I drink two things. I drink Red Bull and water. Red Bull full of vitamins. Water's full of water.
Water all the time too.
That's it. Water.
Red Bull's not necessarily good.
Yes, it is. I wouldn't go hey, it gets me going. That vitamin called caffeine. It's full of it.
Caffeine and sugar. You drink the sugar.
Oh no, I don't drink. I drink the sugar free. I drink the sugar free chemicals.
That's just caffeine and artificial sweetener.
Well, yes, chemicals and artificial sugar, and a lot of vitamin B.
I do have to say one thing. My overall health has to be more important now in collecting things, because after the week of what's going on, who's not going to be in the Mando movie and Luke.
It's in the news.
Why do we even have a show in?
Dom, I got you covered.
Yeah, okay, so the one thing that I did say was Dom, because Dom just has rooted the show altogether again at this point. All right, let's see how that check goes.
Star Wars selling his collection.
Star Wars Sunday with the crew that brings that laughs, the rants. Let's see what comics to buy again. Yeah. Hey, listen, so I did a little different than what he said. So you guys know that I'm at cons a lot. I spend a lot of time there. I spend a lot of time digging. So I've done a version. I broke it down as usual, kind of like we do on Tax Show. 3 out of my 10 list. So you're going to get a bunch of different stuff here, a bunch of different ways to do it. Damn, that doesn't add to 10. That only adds to 9. Whatever.
I did 11 last week, so I covered you.
Well, just relax. Anyways, so I did some in like, these have dropped in prices to buy it. I did some in like, these are things that I want, and I'll tell you what the target prices is. And then I did a section of, these are kind of like books I need to keep an eye on. If I get them for this price, I'm going to grab them. So we'll go over it. Yeah, we'll do that. Yeah, and some of them are, prices. The first portion is comics whose prices dropped, and I think it's time to buy some. So we'll get through all that. GTK Comics, thumbs up high, thumbs up. Thank you, GT Comics. Tommy, what's going on? Mr. Longbox, happy Star Wars Sunday, nerds. Where's Dom when you need him? Cheers, cheers. He's gone. Drink it. The diarrhea's hit him already. All right. Yo, what's up, Meyer?
It's all that mushroom coffee.
That mushroom coffee just ran through him. There you go. Get a bidet. A bidet would help with that.
I have a bidet, baby. Greatest thing ever, man.
1, 2,
Another
3.
thing you're wasting money on. I love it.
What do you do?
That's the greatest invention ever, man.
What?
Bidet. I say
Bidet. Greatest invention ever, man.
Bidet is by far. He is 100% right.
It sells. I'm not spending money on it though.
You save money on toilet paper. You save money
on it.
Cleans out, baby.
Dude, it is the greatest thing in the world. I'm right now. If I can find somebody that I trust to redo the electricity upstairs, and the problem is I got 4 bathrooms. Are you
gonna buy like the $10,000 Japanese toilets?
No, yeah, they're not. They're $3,500. They're $3,500. That's not installed. So yes, it's going to cost me about. I rated up. It's going to be $6,200 a toilet, pretty much.
So that's
when I go places and I have to go to the bathroom and I don't have a bidet, I sit there and I wish I get home right away because I love it.
That's another grill you could be buying.
What up? You're in New Mexico. Oh, he doesn't have the real bidet though. He's got the
what? Thing. I have a bidet.
Yeah, you have a bidet toilet, or you just put a bidet onto your toilet.
Well, connected it.
Yeah, that does.
Still, I mean, it's better than nothing. Who cares? Who cares? 191.
Oh, with all that mushroom coffee, you need one. So I get it.
Good stuff, man. You know what you're missing, man.
What are you talking about? We're not stalling 30 minutes late for our stream. No, we what happens is Dom starts saying something in the background. We all just go crazy. And at this point, we were talking about Indiana winning and the Knicks fans. That's what we're doing. We're not stalling. We're just trying to. We get yelled at if we do sports talk on this. So we were trying to do our sports talk ahead.
Congrats to the Pacers.
Good evening. Yeah. Hey, now you know what? Everybody blame Meyer for this one. Hey, JJ, congratulations on the Pacers. I'm glad, as Dom said last week, screw those Knicks because they didn't deserve to win it. Congratulations on that. Dom, go ahead. Go ahead, like we were talking back. Let Meyer see what was going on. Go ahead, say what you said backstage.
Hey, listen, the city is saved
now.
The city is saved that the Knicks didn't win because these damn fans would have tore up the city, man. Idiots.
He's afraid now.
And JJ comes back with they had a parade just for making the playoffs. And then Wayseeker was starting to talk about something. We said, dude, you're wearing a Cleveland Indians hat. Shut up. You have no place to talk.
Guardians.
Get it right.
Whatever. Is that the Guardian hat? Indians hat. Okay.
No Indians anymore.
Okay. I mean,
you gotta get with the times.
Give me a break. First off, I never follow Cleveland baseball. That's something I'll never follow. The only thing I know is Major League. That's the only reason I know that there's a baseball team in Cleveland. And they were the Cleveland Indians.
Better than the Tigers. So
what'd you say?
Most years are better than the Tigers.
Who?
The Guardians.
Well, that's for a lot of teams.
We have this.
What?
We have the third.
No.
Over the last 10 years, we have the third best record in all of Major League Baseball.
How many World Series did you take?
Hey, not very many.
When were you at the World Series last?
17.
Okay, you at least made one after us. Okay, yeah. So you made one after us. Did you guys have Lee on your team too, and squander his whole career?
Cliff Lee?
Cliff Lee, yeah. Yeah, way to swat. I mean, you had Cy Young winners, and you couldn't even make the championship with them. Trash. At least we took our Cy Youngers there, and then when we actually had to let them go, they ended up winning rings. Your players you destroyed, and they've turned into shit. Okay, thank you very much. Go out there and get what was the guy's name? Charlie Sheen. Maybe he'll help you out. All right. Good evening, Tyson. Good evening,
Rick Vaughn.
Tyson. Look at Tyson.
That's funny. I saw it.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's his name? Ricky Vaughn. Maybe Ricky Vaughn's going to come to Cleveland sometime too. And saying hi for them. Hi. Dom is Super Mario. I take it that's from the mushrooms. Yeah, thank you, Meyer. No UK people are here at 5 a.m. Yes, they watch us in the replay. Tommy somehow makes it in there all the time, though.
Well, the Commanders are what was it? The Guardians? Not the Guardians are becoming the Cleveland Indians again. They're going to put the Indians again on there.
They totally won't. They totally won't.
Between the Commanders and the it's Redskins and the Indians, stop the crap. Just stop it.
It's not though. They changed their names.
Yeah, but they're gonna put them back.
No, they are. They are going to change their name.
That's not going to happen. No.
Yes, it is. Hey, listen. The person who made the Commanders is actually Native American. So that's the thing.
Dan Snyder
is not. Dan Snyder is not Native American.
The people, not Dan Snyder.
He's also a douchebag.
No,
He's horrible.
Dan Snyder?
No. Yeah.
Dan Snyder.
Well, I don't think Dan Snyder originally made him, but yeah. Like,
I don't think
the founder of the team.
Hey,
I don't
know what YouTube you're watching that, but you need to stop watching that one
How
too.
much money they lost by doing that?
Just say Dan
Stupid, man.
Snyder is a Native American.
No, listen.
Like 1,000.
Well, yeah, he's the owner, but there's people who back it are freaking the
He
Native
was the
American.
owner. He ain't even the owner anymore.
Oh my god!
All right, what are we doing first?
This will be
On that note,
We're laughing about Snyder being Native American.
See, the team doesn't own the team anymore.
Oh shit!
No, I'm just saying the original.
Jesus Christ!
Who put the? All right, Dan Snyder's been there for the longest time. I'm talking about the original people, the ones that came up with the names. The
Tom,
ones that-
stop, please! I'm gonna try to save you.
I love when Marco turns into pre-puberty Marco, and his voice just cracks so high.
As Marco laughs, his voice gets higher and higher. It's like a sucking on helium or
class.
something.
Oh my god! I can't. Okay, what section are we doing?
Well, we normally start with
Okay.
comics. That's probably
Okay, we're gonna start off with comics. Let's start
All
off
right.
with comics.
Gonna bring it down.
Okay.
Yes, I
Sun's
did.
going low. Sun's going low.
The Rise of the Skywalker. Did not read it because I don't read reprints of things we already know happened in books.
Because I already know what's gonna happen.
Yeah. Okay. Coming soon. Why can't I do this on the screen? This is weird. Oh, it's an automatic thing
I
now.
can see it. Yeah.
No, I get it. They took away the thing that's the flips over. All right, coming soon. Next week we've got, I mean, it's hit or miss, but sometimes it's more hit than miss. This one's going to be a Jango Fett story, so I think
I'll be getting
everybody here probably is going to read it.
I'll be getting
Uh,
that.
There is a bunch of covers that are not great. And these are the incentives, and I actually don't have the problem with the 1 in 25 yet. We've all mentioned this already. For some reason, Domino from X Factor is and Hawaiian Silky fame is on the cover. I don't understand why. The 1 in 100 is a guy with a freckle. So there you go. Also, this book.
That's freaking Obi-Wan Kenobi. That's
Thanks,
young
Tom.
Obi. That's young Bet. That's
Young
Okay, I think the point was that they like
Baby.
kind of cross off Hass's face, and all we see is like the.
yeah, but it's
Yeah.
the lightsaber. Get the autograph on it when you go to the cons.
Tyson, you sure? You sure? Okay, next up is this book. Speaking of people we're going to shit on now, Wayseeker. Can you take... I actually did this because I was really concerned and worried about this. This is some bullshit. You've been telling us that this is actually good and blah, 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 blah. So
I've
I
never said
decided
this
to look
was good.
at
Never
multiple
was.
sites. Excuse me. I decided to look at multiple online sites that rank the amount of pre-sales and books in the order that are coming out that week by the amount of pre-sales. And can you tell me maybe within 5,000, or we'll give you 20,000 book level, what level this book was on? Like the books that we know what they sell for because they give us the actual numbers on them, right around maybe where it was within a couple thousand. I would say 5,000, but I'll give you 10 to 20,000. Would you like to know what line it is? Please tell me, Wayseeker.
So what are you trying to say? How many copies are sold?
Yeah, how many copies sold, roughly? Just a guesstimate.
38,000.
Not far off. You were within 20,000. Yeah, it was in the 14 to 18,000 line.
Wow,
That's where it
low.
was. Yeah, yeah.
So I mean,
For
I'm
a
interested
Marvel
in-
book, it was in like the Keen Spot, like Dark Horse, but not their first title areas. 12th prints. It was 2 lines up from the 12th print, which is about 8,000. So
Yeah.
it's not. This is. Whew. I'll tell you this.
I've always said that this should have been one comic. The whole mini should have been just a one shot. But I'm interested in this one because we should get some finality finally. Kiwi's story.
Nobody's
Well,
gonna
I
know
think that
about it.
nobody cares except
Maybe.
we care about Kiwi. Like we care about the Lost 20, so she's part of it.
The last cover.
Nobody cares about it, but
Hold on,
I
Dom.
just wanna-
The
I
last
wanna know
Dom, we'll
why
let you
she
go.
leaves.
Dom, we'll let you go in a minute.
That's all I care about. Why she leaves. So we should.
couple looks
hopefully
pretty
see
cool.
that here.
I like that cover.
Dom, wait till he finishes talking. Then we're gonna give you 5 minutes. Just wait till he finishes
I was
talking.
just saying I like the cover. That's it.
Yeah, I get it, but nobody could hear you or what Wayseeker was saying because you were fucking talking over him. Which cover do you like, Dom?
I forgot.
Jesus. Wayseeker.
Good. Go ahead.
Wayseeker. the problem is we don't know if they're going to give it to you, and not a lot of people are going to read this either way.
Oh yeah, I agree.
I think that this book is, and multiple books have really made people not care about a character that everybody cared about, which is a shame. Dom, which one's the one you like? The one on the left, right? The lesbian one?
Yeah. No,
yes.
no, that's the first appearance of one of the witches from
yes,
the
that's
other one,
the
right.
The gay GB.
Yeah.
Somebody say it.
What that's the
Pride Week. It's the Pride Week cover. Thank you.
But I like the cover on the right. The far right.
No, on the way left. The sisters
on my right.
Pride Week.
He's saying he likes the one on the right.
On the right. On my right.
You like the Kiwi one?
Yes.
Yeah, I like that one. I think the cover, the artwork on the cover looks pretty cool. I like that.
Not the sister.
No, well, I would buy that because of the first cover appearance of her. But other than that, I like that one. That's the only one I like. If I'm buying the book, if I'm buying this book, I'm buying the right one, the one on the right, the far right.
The one of Kiwi.
Yes, one of Kiwi.
We only have like 75,000 Kiwi covers, but
no, but I like the drawing. Look, the artwork looks pretty cool in the cover.
Yeah, it does. He's right. It's not bad. It's not bad. The one time I don't put names to the random ones. All right, hey, FOC, we've got a Knights 5 coming out. It's going to be, guess what story this is going to be?
Is that going to be the Tales?
I'm pretty sure that's Wolfman on the right over there. I don't know who that is, but that's
dude. I don't give a shit that Ivan Tao. I like that cover, man.
That's horrible.
No, I like it. Dude.
Count Dooku is the best.
Count Dooku.
That's all right. I like it.
That's the cover from Tales of the Jedi right here. The
the one on the left is
Christopher Lee. Like, I don't understand.
All right, next is the other covers. Well, who cares? This is Yeddle. Growling Yeddle is the 125 by
Yeddle
Mike.
looks like she's gonna blow somebody's head off.
I know.
Yeddle's arms so big and long.
Dude, I don't know.
And that's scary. Dom, get a statue of Yeddle like that and put that in your living room and see what happens when people come over.
Even though I don't like
it. I got stuff when they come over. They see this damn Boba Fett stuff. They're like, what the hell?
Anyway, so that's FOC. Do we want to get into the comic portion of mine, or do we want to get into something else?
Let's just roll with yours.
All right, so here's the idea of it. We're going over comic books that at the con we're hunting for, searching for this year, kind of have our list or stuff that's on top of mind, what we're going to be picking up for cons. And mine, to start off, are going to be ones that I believe it's kind of time to really look and buy when you look at some of the numbers, especially the top 3 that we're going to go through. Thank this whole segment to this crap of the week here, Wayseeker. It's 100% his idea. So if this segment sucks, please send all your hate mail to this little poop emoji named Wayseeker's Ruin. Thank you very much. All right, first off, now listen, I'm only saying it. This is in high grade. This has already been working out. This is one I have been buying at cons already. You know this because I've showed it to you, and I've gotten graded within the last almost year now, last 8 months. High grades averaging on this book has been about 150. I am buying currently at 125. Have bought at 125. Make sure you're at a 9.8 on it though, because 9.8s are averaging 525 on the sale. I know it. I get it. People, doesn't matter. People who don't know Star Wars say they love Star Wars. They have no clue who Darth Revan is. They don't know anything about a story. They kind of know he's in a video game, but they didn't know that you could be anybody in that video game. They have no clue anything about him. But if you say the name like Beetlejuice, these fuckers will buy this book. So
I still hate this appearance.
Love it. Yeah, so do I too, because it's not even his first. It's really not. But love it or hate it.
And it's not him. It's a dude in a robe, and they don't even address him as Revan.
Yeah, well, okay. Love it or hate it. You can sell it to donkeys, so I do it. And that's where I'm at this book. I buy it for 120. Obviously, I've had great luck getting 9.8s out of it. So I think it's a great book for me to. I mean, now I know everybody doesn't buy and sell, but either way, if you can get it at raw price, even if you don't have this, you missed it, and you just want it because you want to collect it, I'm okay with that. Go ahead and get it, but make sure you get in raw. Try to get around that 125 marker. Still doing pretty good high. Now, this is an interesting book here, and it's actually down a little bit. Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 48, but you have to get it in high grade. And it's not just this book. There's other books that are in the Knights of the Republic one that, and I'm not saying like Malcolm, but we'll get to Malik, but we'll get into some of the other ones later. But if you could get them in high grade and sell them in high grade, even raw, don't grade them, but they sell pretty well. This actually also is a crazy book too, because if we ever get a scientist in the Mando movie, you know idiots are going to go for this, especially if it's a female. Okay. High grade, averaging about $25. I bought this for under $6 before in high grade. So like, and I'm not saying one sale in 25. I'm saying multiple sales in 25. They've even had highs as far as $35 in it and lows as far as $18 in it, averaging probably, a little bit higher than that in their high grade, while their average grade overall is only $6. So whenever I see this in one of their, $5 bins or whatever, I pick it up. And finally, I said not Malik, because I think actually Malik's an overpriced book at this point, his first appearance. But he has this, I didn't put the number down here. High Republic 42 is actually his story, the origin. What are they calling this stupid book? The Origin of Revan, right? Yeah. Isn't that what they're calling it? The Origin of Revan?
To me, it's the real first appearance of him, but whatever.
That could be argued too. Raw averaging $45, but this book is it's been getting more popular lately. And if you've been to any cons this year, people haven't changed their prices for 2 years. So this is a book that you can still find in that like $25 range. So I suggest if you do get in that $25 range, if you can get it at $9.8, get it in anything that's raw $45 or under. It's a good call on that. And then you can have a debate with JJ for countless hours until you're out of breath about what a first appearance is. So there you go. All right. Now we switch it up a little bit. These technically have comics in it, so I'm not lying about them. But there's a couple. Yeah, there's a couple that I'm going to get here.
We do know. Let's be clear. You only picked this for Dom.
No, for Gooners. Gooners unite for all the Gooners, because we know that there's a bunch of old Gooners that like nothing more than to collect talent stuff. We've seen talent stuff move more. It is 100% the Goon nation going after it, and I'm okay with that. I sell the Goons. I'm friends with Goons, right, Dom? Yeah. So here we go. Star Wars comic legacy pack number 2. This has got Kate Skywalker in it with his nice curls, but really it's got Talon as one of the figures, and man, boys love to buy that figure and do what they do. High, low, $100 high, low and 52, average price 85. 65 is kind of where I'm at on this one. It has come down a little bit, which is nice. You can find it in that mid-range. You can find these for $65 in good shape. Make sure you're watching to make sure that the top isn't the glue isn't being pulled off of some of these things, and make sure your plastics are pretty clear on it. But with that being said, I don't think $65 is at any chance out of reach for this product. Next up, we get a Star Wars 2-pack, Blue and Darth Nihil. He looks terrible here.
Yeah,
just want to tell you that.
He does.
This wasn't exclusive from, who was it? Entertainment Earth. Okay, it was an Entertainment Earth exclusive on this. It's hard to get. I'm actually looking for this one because I don't have this one. This isn't actually something I'm looking to resell. They sell between $300 and $175. The average price for is $300. I'm trying to, and I get it. And I know people are like, you're trying to look for under what the lowest price is. I understand that. That's the perks of going to a con and not buying online, is you can somehow negotiate that type of deal out there.
You show some money, the person will probably take it.
Yeah, I mean, he might say no, just come back later.
You circle back around on a Sunday?
Yeah, see, I don't even know if Sunday's the move. I always like, I shouldn't tell people this, but I'm going to, but yeah, one of the moves that I like sometimes, and I like when they do it with me and I do it with them, they say, hey, listen, I know you have it at this. I know you said this is the lowest. This is where I'm actually at with this. I get it. You got to sell stuff. Is it okay if I come back, at the end of the day or tomorrow and just offer it to you again? If you sell it for more, you sell it for more. Cool. If not, and typically they'll say, dude, just give it to me. We're good. And if not, sometimes you can come back at the end of the day and they'll do it. It's worth a shot. Understand that they're trying to make money and understand you're trying to get for the cheapest price. People don't want to haul their shit back. And sometimes you don't know if their sales have been really good or real bad. And sometimes if their sales have been real good, they don't care what they sell stuff for because it's all about getting to the top number. So they're trying to get the numbers up there. And if it's going really bad, sometimes they'll charge you a little bit more because they need to make tables. So, but other times they'll just try to get a sale through because it's really bad. Just go with the flow, be nice to them, see what you can do. And that's the one that I'll probably do with that. And then finally, the third Star Wars comic pack that I'm doing is 94. The Walmart. What? Why are you shaking your head?
Piece of junk.
This is not a piece of junk. However, this is one that I do not own. I see the 94 book all over the place. I've never seen this actually in a pack not open. Like, this must be the most common Star Wars 2-pack comic you find in junk bins.
Yeah,
because it's everywhere. But you never find it. I actually have never seen this in packs. It's not that expensive, to be honest with you. It's only like Heiser 126, lows are 77, averaging about 100. My price is 80, which is actually a very affordable price for this. And I think I could probably get it for that. There is a decent amount that's selling that range, even online. However, I got to find it first, which is kind of going to be the
not for anything, Marco. This one right here.
Yeah,
there's a lot of people looking for this one too. People like this book. Believe it or not, the Ewoks. People love the Ewoks as much as a lot of people
don't like them.
Opinions on them, but the Ewoks definitely sell.
I got to tell you, Dom, you make common sense on that. I like it too. I think people like it so much they just start tearing open the package so they could have the little PC figures. Huh?
Yeah, so they could have the book. They tore open the package.
Not for the book. They tore it up for.
They don't care. Nobody cares about that comic book.
That color versions of the original Ewoks, which is pretty cool too. I like that.
Yeah, I know. It's cool. It's cool. I really do like it. What did you say, Wayseeker?
My comic book you can get for $2. So nobody cares about that comic book.
Hey, nobody cares about the Blue Bear either. So shut up.
That's not true. All the Japanese old men love the Blue Bear.
No, it was women. It was not men. It was all women like the Japanese women. It's the equivalent of furries in the U.S. It's like... All right. Now, here are a couple of books that are down in prices, and I might have to. These aren't ones I'm going to be able to get right away. The top three, I think, were very right on the line. They were within the market. They were in the budget of negotiating, right? Like, they were realistic books that you could get for that price, probably at the next con. These, on the other hand, are books that are probably still just a tad bit too high for me. But if I get one out of these next ones, I'll be pretty happy. Like this one, Darth Vader. This is the Loroca. We've seen these numbers before. I skipped the slide somehow. 9/8s are starting to go down for last one 780. It's down from 1,000 not too long ago. The raw books are averaging 175 to 150, down from 300 over a year ago. Raw, my right price is 135. And how I factor in the raw price for this too here is if you do pull up some of those, like, you can pull up eBay a certain way and you can show them, hey, look, the last couple here are 150. You know what I mean? Like, you're not going to want to pay your 30. You're not going to want to pay your 13%. So let's knock 10 off already in your head. But you're just going to say you don't want to pay fees. Is there any way we can get closer there? And I actually don't think 135 is that far off. I think probably if 140 would be closer. Yeah. But I think 130, I'm really targeting 125. I think I'll settle up for 135.
You just got to find somebody who's got this in recently.
Yeah.
Because, like you said, people haven't repriced their books in 2 years.
Yeah.
So you're going to find somebody still pricing this thing at 300.
But you know what? Some of those guys that it hasn't moved in a while, and if you go up to them and go, look, here are the comps. The comps are 150 on eBay for raw copies.
Yeah. It's hard.
The comps are 150.
You know them well enough that they might do that, but most people, they're going to be like, that's hard to do for 300 to 1.
It is, but this is why you should build relationships with guys. Like, I mean, you really should. All right, next up, this is a little sneaker because it's not just this one. I'm looking for other blanks too, but this is the one I'm really looking for because this is a very hard one to get, and I missed this on a $5 wall one time, and I'm pissed that I did. This is the blank for Star Wars Rogue One. Average price on this is about $50. I'm just hoping I can get into some of those boxes. And you see them every once in a while. Guys, I will tell you this. There's guys that have blank boxes, and once some of their blanks get thin, they just get the next blank box and they pull it out and add it to it. This should be around the time we're going to see some of these pop up, some of the Kanans pop up, and some of the Star Wars, the first series ones pop up again. Those Star Wars ones are like $20 to $30. The Kanans are probably in the $30 range. This one here, the Rogue One Star Wars Story, is in the $50 range. If you can get those in those 5 or 10, and that's what it is. Like, blanks now are going anywhere from $5 to $10, $7 on average, probably. When you see them up in the wall at cons, that's what people are saying. 3 for, whatever their deal is. It's like $10 or 5 for 40 or 3 for whatever they do. If you can spend the time digging through it, if you see this Rogue One, I suggest you pick it up. If you see Kanan, pick it up. And even if you see Star Wars 1, pick it up.
You know what's crazy with these blank covers? At one time, they easy to get. Now that
Oh, yeah.
people are taking them and getting stickers on them.
I mean, the problem is they haven't done blanks in so long. Like they did like those kind of
bounty
blanks.
hunter pranks, bounty hunter blanks.
Yeah, but they also did the kind of blanks where they put them in the middle with like that stuff around a while ago. But a pure blank, it's been you bounty hunter, but they didn't do anything for High Republic. They didn't do any for Star Wars 2nd series or 3rd series.
Yeah.
There hasn't been many Star Wars blanks in a long time.
Yeah, and they like the Vader blank is still around. That's pretty easy to get because it's early on. This is like a G cover. In the Star Wars, I think was like a Z cover.
I know.
It's so many covers for that Star Wars 1. Like that thing was ridiculous. So like and then like Kanan, it was a low print run. I'm not gonna say that. It was a lower print run than even this. Wasn't it? No, wait. Rogue One? Which one was lower?
No, Rogue One was probably lower print.
Rogue One was a lower print run. You're right. But it was still way lower than the other ones, Vader and Star Wars. And they a lot of people had picked those up too. And I think what cover was that? That was cover that E-ish, somewhere around there.
It's like usually between the E's, the G's, the some H's. Sometimes people they have the blank covers.
And I mean those are tough ones. When you get something like a Star Wars or Darth Vader, where there's like, I'm surprised actually that the Star Wars one, kind of and kind of not. I'm kind of surprised that the Star Wars one goes for like $20 because there was like a million Star Wars 1 2016 series that they printed on that. I'm talking about the 2016 series too, not like Star Wars Force Awakens or bullshit like that. You can get Star Wars Force Awakens for $1 and a tug and a rug. So
there's a few that are cheap. Like the Lando is super cheap.
Princess Leia is super cheap. Yep. But yeah, those three I would say Star Wars, Rogue One, and Kanan are probably the most expensive out of them. Actually, Vader's pretty cheap. It's like $7, I think, somewhere around there. But anyways, so I'm looking for that one at that price. And there was the slide that wasn't. And then finally, this is a personal one that I'm trying to look like for. And I know this is all you're going to say 9. It is technically 9 comics, but I have something else after this. This is the 1 in 50. It's just weird because this is the only book that I put a weird raw price on here, and I'm going to tell you how I'm going to do this one. And it's kind of what Wayseeker got to already. This is kind of like a Marco deal, right? So what I'm going to do for this book
seems to be a recurring theme.
Is just show them the Go Collect price, which the Go Collect 9.8 average is $300. So I'm not even going to let them look up what the raw price is because the raw price average online is actually expensive. It's $200. And I'm just going, dude, wait, this book, I know all these Star Wars books fell off. Look, 9.8s are only going for $300. There's no way you could have this priced at $200, $300, $400, dude. There's just no way. I'm not paying that when a 9.8's $300. I'll give you $95 on it. And you see, sometimes it sounds funny, but if you have a good rapport with some people, they will common sense go like, yeah, no shit. There's no way a 9.8 is going for $300 on average. It's actually 301.
Your good report ends when they look that up.
They don't know.
They don't look that up. They don't care to look it up.
No.
They don't give a shit. They're just enjoying looking at you. They're thinking like, yeah, shit. They like
a week later.
Fake.
That sells for $200. That sold at the Marco for $95.
Hey, laugh what you want. This is how it. But
no, I agree with you. I'd actually go 80. I bet
you see this happen.
Raws are 100. I'll give you 80.
Yeah, you guys always talk all the crap. How did you fleece that guy? How did you get that deal? How did you do that? This is how. I'm telling you how. Hey, if you read the caption, good for you, and you know it. But like, this is it. Like, you guys are already sniping us and everything else. I might as well spill all the tea. They say I don't like the tea. I just like to spill it a lot. I'm spilling all the tea. This is how the negotiation works. You figure out something like this where there's a line item which is an say it, Wayseeker. Abnormal, but like abnormality and you know what I mean.
Oh yeah. I don't know what you mean, but
okay. Well, then how do you say you know what I mean when you say I don't know what I mean?
You mean like when like the law is
abnormality?
Yeah, I did, but I couldn't say. I'm getting caught on the back part of that word.
Abnormal. You mean like irregularity?
Abnormality. Okay, thank you, JJ. Abnormality. In this little algorithm of numberings here, you see the average is not 1/3 of the 9.8 price, and you say, oh shit, I can do something here. Get your Go Collect out, get whatever, steal your friend's Go Collect like I do. I steal my friend's Go Collect password. I don't actually have a Go Collect account. I steal all my friends' Go Collect passwords. Do that. Show the dealer, hey man, look, I was just looking this up, man, and then call it a day. See what you can do. Little trick for you. They won't take that. And then what's the worst they do? They look at, and then you go, wow, that's weird. How the hell's a raw going for 200? And they'll be like, yeah, that is weird. I don't know. And then you just go, all right, thank you, but no thank you. And then you try it on somebody else. And finally, not technically a comment, so you could call me a liar. That's perfectly fine. But here it is. I have one of these already with nice hair, too. Yoda, you got to have with nice hair. But I really want a boxed version of The Empire Strikes Back, a Yoda hand puppet. Much better than these people buying popcorn buckets. This Yoda, for people who don't know, you stick your hand up underneath him, and it moves the head like this. Yeah. He's got actually the hair here. The hair is usually either frailed off, yellow, or burnt. Really tough to get in that conditioning. And the rubber material that's probably cancerous that his robe is made out of is usually a brownish gray when you get it. Yeah, the asbestos has taken over and turned the coloring there. So it's really hard to get it in that offset white tan. I do have one of these. I probably should have just pulled it out. I do actually have one of these with not as crispy white hair on this, but I am looking one in a box that's a very good box condition and actually has the underneath tie on and the base tie on. This one does. You can see it's loose, but they actually have the tie on around his neck. I'm looking for all the original paper or cardboard on that too in good conditions. Now, one of these has sold for $92. And as you can see underneath them, Yoda hair, not so great, missing a couple pieces, selling for about $26. Depending on how good the hand puppet is, and a lot of these are being cleaned up, you can actually tell that somebody took an eraser to the one underneath because that's not actually his color of the robe. They actually erased some of the color of the robe on him, which sucks for that. It looks like
it's a different color entirely.
Yeah. They definitely or use some type of chemical. To do something with this Yoda. So you gotta be careful with that. But $26 for a clean version of this isn't without merit. They typically go for that type of stuff. So, and that is all I got. So screw you, Wayseeker. I'm not going to do what you tell me. I'm not going to give them a book report. However, I'm going to give them actual, tangible information in which they can do. Now, please don't go out there, especially in the Midwest and the East Coast, and start doing these things or hunting these books that I just told you, because those are my territories. Leave it to
somebody's going to offer
the United States.
Somebody's going to go all those territories and offer $5 more than your target price to all of them.
Yeah.
I have no doubt. That's why I hate doing these segments.
Listen, don't worry about it. Just go out there and just say you got a coupon. Marco's a coupon. Just say Marco.
Dude, please don't use my name.
Marco's not going to have any friends.
I'll be perfectly honest with you. Most of the people, most of the vendors don't watch YouTube videos, and they don't actually care about this. So they don't do that, because they will 100% be like, hey, your weird buddy came up. You would not imagine how many times I'll have Bill, Bill Wayseeker. Yeah. He'll be like, dude, some weirdo came up and said, oh yeah, I know you. You're friends with Mark. You're Marco's cousin. I saw you on the internet. That's why I stopped doing videos of him and putting him on the internet. And he's like, yeah, your weird friend. I go, Bill, those they're not my friends. Bill. Not my friends.
You mean YouTube viewers?
You mean somebody who just watched a video on YouTube? Yeah, your friend. I'm like, Bill, not everybody who sees something on the internet is your friend. They just see some shit on the internet, bro. He's like, you got the weirdest friends. I'm like, Bill, stop. They're not.
You do have the weirdest friends.
I do. Well, he said you showed up. He goes, your friend Wade. Yeah, he said your name. I go, huh? And he's like, yeah. I go, oh, yeah, he's a weirdo. Yeah,
I don't know.
He's a weirdo.
Just you want $10 off in your next pickup? Just mention Marco. That's it.
Who is it? Who I can't remember who it is. Who actually? They don't watch this show.
They might add $10 if you mention Marco.
They don't watch this show, but they actually watch Tab. One of our regular viewers over there actually goes to Bill's store all the time. Every week. He's a regular shopper over there, and they didn't know it. And finally he said something. He would say stuff to Bill for a while, and Bill would catch on to it, because Bill does not watch the YouTubes. He hates the YouTubes. So then finally he said something. I was like, oh yeah, I know who that guy is. He's like, yeah, he said to say hi. And he's like, how do you know this guy? I go, Bill, the YouTubes. It was on the YouTubes. He's like, oh yeah, the YouTubes. All right. Let's go next. Should we just get let's skip guessing stuff and let's get the week of news in here so people can laugh at the news and go wild.
Oh god.
Sound good?
Oh man.
Very rants.
Hold on, I gotta run. This is the only thing we have an actual thing for. It's always just JJ. You had toy slides this week?
No toys again. No, there was no toys this week again.
No, Wayseeker said you did, so I just thought I forgot.
No,
okay,
there's really nothing that was.
No worries.
I was gonna put some in here, so I didn't for you, but because you always, we got some toys. That's all for the 6th anniversary of Galaxy's Edge, but you can pick those up next week. So we got some news on the Darth Maul animated series. It is being described as the bad guys versus the worst guys. And it will not present a softened Maul. People are like, "Oh man, are they going to try to redeem Maul?"
Wait, it can't
no,
be
they
softened.
aren't going to try to redeem Maul.
They can't.
What?
They didn't look when he was in Rebels. He wasn't soft. He actually freaking blinded Kanan. He freaking got
People were worried it was going to be.
This is
They're going to soften it. So they're not. He's like, they're not going to soften Maul, but he's going to be very critical and go after the worst guys.
I mean, they kind of did soften him with this.
They softened him a little bit.
With the oppress thing.
Yeah.
Well, they gave a backstory that wasn't soft, and that he had backstory. His obsession with Obi-Wan was the main thing that drove him.
He was soft.
We got soft, but listen, he got soft because of friggin' the Emperor. He thought that maybe what he was doing, the Emperor would freaking take him back under his wing.
Yeah, that's another thing. He's soft because of that too.
So
he actually quit too because he let Obi stab him, so he's kind of soft for that too. Actually, now you think about it, Darth Maul's really a soft character. There's a lot of softness to him.
He's a very deep, driven character.
I guess you don't have to soften him anymore now that he's soft as shit.
He's not soft, man. Listen,
he was soft a minute ago.
You know what? See, the thing is, what makes me laugh is that they're describing the new Maul animated series. It takes place a year after Revenge of the Sith, but it also takes place after Siege of Mandalore when he was trying to freaking take.
Yeah, it might be. You're right.
Ahsoka on the side to defeat the Emperor. He kicked ass when you thought that he was teaming up with Ahsoka. Ahsoka goes, "I'm letting you free," because you freed me. He goes, "Oh, I'm letting you free. Go do what you do best, chaos." And he went and killed the clone troopers, isn't that? He's still a bad character. He was still bad, driven to twin sons on Tatooine when he went after Obi-Wan and he got killed on the episode of Rebels. So.
I don't know about that, Mom.
He sacrificed himself because he was done with life. What are you?
No, he didn't sacrifice himself. He actually was driven by hate and then Obi-Wan and didn't realize that Obi-Wan became more mature as a Jedi. And
then he gave up.
And then at the end, he's like, "Oh, is he the chosen one?" And,
so he died.
That was kind of lame.
That wasn't lame. He died, but he's coming back, baby. Cloning, baby. Let's do it.
He's not getting cloned. He's never getting cloned.
My story.
Anyway. I'm excited for this series, but
a lot of softness going on here.
We're not gonna have much news on this thing for a while, so
I think I'm looking forward to it. Anyway, the premise of this is him against Palps.
Yeah,
nice.
Well, listen, my thing is that eventually Vader and Palpatine will be in the series. He will have a fight with Vader, which is definitely imminent to be in this because they cut it out in the Rebels with the Twilight of the Apprentice. When Vader was there, and he told Ezra,
hey, Dom, real quick.
I was reading this week.
Hold on, stop, Wayseeker. I was talking. Don't talk over me. Dom, there's two words that for some reason are in your vernacular that you use way too much, and I'm not quite sure you know the definition of either one. One is facts, and then the other is definitely. You use them all the time.
Well, the fact is that I know what you said. Definitely, he's going to fight Vader. Because they cut it out of the Twilight of the Apprentice.
In my opinion, the videos I've watched have told me, or in my opinion, or in the videos I've watched have told me, those are yeah.
That's a guarantee. He's gonna fight Vader.
Or I guarantee you can say that too. You can.
I guarantee he's gonna fight Vader when Vader was still young. After Revenge of the Sith, a year after that, Vader was still not where Vader is now. And he's gonna fight him, and that's the most anticipated thing I'm waiting for to see that fight with him because if he fights with Talon, if Talon is Look at your words out.
Talon,
baby. Dark Talon. That's who he's with. That's the apprentice. That's his apprentice. It's going to be the show.
Even if it is, it's not going to be the same Dark Talon, dude.
Well, it's going to be a Dark Talon, different origin.
You trust me, you won't like it. Look, it's not going to be the same.
The one thing that I want to know. Remember when he was left on Malachor, and he was the old master when Ezra found him? We were all saying that Kira left him at the end of Solo when he goes, Kira, he goes, "You're going to be working with me. Come to Dathomir." You think that Kira left him? Who's to say that maybe his old apprentice left him there on Malachor, and you'll see her later on in the timeline? I'm just saying, there's so many possibilities with this. Prince Caesar could maybe be in it. Bounty hunters, young Boba Fett with Bosk and Dangar. Come on, there's so many different the underworld.
You're just saying are you going through like character lists or what are you doing?
I'm just saying the people that possibilities.
No, I heard what you're saying. I'm just asking you like.
Dom has more callbacks than the act.
Oh man, I just I'm in. This is what I'm waiting for. The most anticipated thing out of all the stuff that's coming out now. I'm waiting for this.
I don't. I
about 2 years.
I didn't really hear him say anything about anything really, but okay, he's just.
Okay, Sticks.
Go ahead.
More
versus John.
I'm gonna move on that one.
I don't.
Whatever I was gonna say, I forgot about because Dom.
Yeah, it was just nonsense of dropping.
Dom killed all the brain cells.
I think you'd have better odds on characters that he didn't name.
That was only the first news story.
I think the mushroom coffee is like fried my brain cells or whatever's going on with him. Like I don't know what's going on today. So anyway,
hold on. How many different characters did he name?
I'm just saying the series. If it's a 16 episode season, how many episodes do you think it's going to be? It's going to be like a.
So you're saying there's going to be 3 different. Each one is going to introduce 3 new characters or 3 characters.
I'm saying that the possibilities of who he could run into in this series. He's in the underworld.
He's gonna
Jabba the Hutt could possibly be in this. You don't know because it takes place a year after Revenge of the Sith.
You're right.
Come on, you don't know who's going to be in it.
All right, the big news this week. What made the
fact is
made the thumbnail is
somebody put this as a thumbnail that said "Hope it's in the news." So I love this new version of Star Wars Dark Side. Okay,
ain't coming back to Star Wars at least for Star Wars episode 10.
Good.
I
agree with that.
Time for Star Wars to move on. It's ready for me to move on. Do you believe him? That's a different question.
No. Not a bit.
Entirely.
Absolutely not.
Move on, not a bit. Exactly. But right, go ahead, Marco. Not a bit.
No. Hey, Dom, I agree with you that he should move on. And JJ, I do not agree that this fucking dude wants to move on. This dude does not want to move on. He's got ex-girlfriend vibes written all over his head. If he lived in Indiana, you could call him an ex-girlfriend because that's what that is, ex-girlfriend vibes, bro. This dude is a stalker. He makes his opinion known about Star Wars all the time, even when he's not part of it. He wants a bag that he's not going to get. He wants the whole thing. He wants it to be called the Mark story, not Star Wars. He does 100%. And by the way, I don't fault him for some of that. Like I get it, man. Like it was the only real acting job you've ever had before. I watched The Machine the other day. He is not a good actor. That is not a great movie. But he is a really bad actor, a very bad actor. Yeah, okay.
The Joker animated series, man. He
okay, voice
acting is different.
Voice acting different. I'm saying like live action, he is not a good.
Come on, he was great in Corvette Summer.
Well, I think
that's Jesus Christ.
I think so historically, Star Wars main actors, and I mean like that have played the Skywalkers main actors, have not done well post Star Wars. So like that's why
Carrie Fisher. Hold on, Carrie Fisher was a good actor. So is
that played the Skywalkers. So him, both him and Hayden Christensen, I guess, is who I'm referring to.
Okay.
As far as their acting career going forward, has not been a boon necessarily.
He was not great actor in that movie either.
He was funny.
No, but that movie was funny as shit. Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, I think for what it is, like, I don't know that Star Wars is the type of live action role he wants to play that much anymore. Like at this stage in his career, He's been doing it because he could appear in briefly in things like he doesn't.
You
need the
know
money.
he wants to come back as a Force Ghost, where he just gets to stand there and make money.
Do I think he wants to?
No, I think
no.
I don't think. Oh, hold on.
Exactly. That's what I was getting to.
He doesn't want cameo. He wants big parts. Yeah,
I think he's telling a half truth here, in that I don't think he wants to come back in episode 10 or whatever you want to call it as a Force Ghost or a bit role player and something else. Agreed. Would he do some voice acting for a larger role or something? Probably. Will he be involved in Star Wars going forward? Yes. But I don't think he wants to be a bit role player as a Luke Force Ghost again for the second time.
100%. 100% agree with him.
I agree. I disagree. He's going to do whatever he can to make money. If they say, we want you for a 5 second...
He's 70 years old.
I don't care. He always does things to make money.
Well, look. At the end of the day...
No.
Star Wars.
I think you can do a lot of stuff to make money. I don't think he wants to do.
There's going to be movies they make Star Wars in the Mandoverse, where he's going to be that Luke, Han, and Leia in that time period where they have to use Luke.
Nobody thinks that except for you, Dom.
Look,
Luke
Han. They did already deepfake him once.
What do you drink? What do you smoke? You have no idea some of the stuff I say. I make some crazy shit, but I'm telling you that the Mandoverse,
that's not really Mark Hamill. That's like when they did deep fake Luke. That's
computer
generated Mark Hamill voice.
But they actually used his mannerisms.
You've been saying we need to get away from the Skywalker story. We do not need a Mark, Leia, and Han
you
in
need
Mandoverse
this time period. There's too much story to say without them in it.
You don't need it.
Yes, you do.
Mandoverse?
The Mandoverse.
We need them in the Mandoverse.
That's the high part of Luke, Han, and Leia, man. Are you kidding me? You need them unless
the high part of Luke, Han, and Leia was the original 3 movies.
Yeah, but after the 3 movies, there's a lot of story after the 3 movies.
Yes, but just because there's a lot of story available doesn't mean people want it told.
Luke, Han, and Leia sell. Those merchandise sell.
Why does Mando sell? Baby Grogu sells.
Yeah, I would say Mando and Grogu sell more merchandise nowadays than Luke, Han, and Leia do.
Yeah, who's buying Luke nowadays?
Heir to the Empire. Luke was the
did
main
old man
point,
Luke action figures sell better than I thought? Because I didn't see him sell that well.
The way I see things, that in Heir to the Empire, right? Luke, Han, and Leia were the main focal points. Dave's new version will probably have Ezra as what Luke did. Ezra will probably play the part of Luke. Ahsoka, Amanda, those characters are going to play those 3 characters. They're going to change it all around. Because when they make it, it's not going to be what we had in Legends.
So you're going to have 3 people. So you're going to have 3 people that are nothing like the other 3 people, but just
exactly
because it's 3 people.
Well, it's Dave Filoni.
Dave Filoni wants people to focus on the new characters, not on him as Luke Skywalker. He's trying to tell you that in this interview, right here.
Mandoverse speech.
You need Luke. You need Luke in the.
Never mind.
We don't need Luke.
What are you talking about?
And I hope we never see Luke again in Star Wars live.
What are you talking? Why?
Wayseeker.
No, hold on. Hold on, Dom. Please, I'm going to give you get the timer on this. We got it at.
Okay. No.
Okay. Start at 54. We're going to give him 2 minutes, so it'll be 56.
That's too much time.
Please explain to me. Just take your time.
Okay.
You have 2 whole minutes.
Okay.
Please explain to me the statement. We need Luke in the Mandoverse.
Because Luke at this time was a master, a Jedi master. He became one of the most powerful Jedis out there. Luke's canon, the Legends canon.
There's only one. There wasn't any other. There wasn't any other Jedi. There's one.
No, but they're finding new Jedis all over the goddamn place. But Luke, and they still. Look, I'm still hoping for Mara J to come into the fold because you need that story, him marrying Mara J, because it is just blasphemy if they don't do that shit. It really is. It really is, man.
Right.
Go brew another cup of your mushrooms.
Yeah, like
no,
I don't.
That's not.
That's
passed.
Okay, so that's not.
We know he doesn't marry Mara J.
Okay, all right. Hey, he didn't explain it, guys. He didn't explain it. We can move on.
Master Jedi, the greatest Jedi.
He's the only Jedi.
The only Jedi in Legends, but now because they're finding all these damn Jedis, Ezra and everybody's all over the place. There's no Ezra in the freaking Legends books.
Hey, Dom's not wrong. They are finding Jedi all over.
They are, and we're gonna do Kylo's story here in a little bit. But whatever.
Oh, okay, yeah.
All right. Now, sorry, Dom. I'm just teeing you up. I didn't think the other ones were going to tee you up, but this one we got news this week. Fennec's not going to appear in Mando and Grogu, which casts further doubts on Boba Fett's appearance.
You're talking about Legends, Meyer.
So Dom has already said he's given us his guarantee that if Boba Fett doesn't appear in the movie, he's going to sell all of his collectibles and never watch Star Wars again.
He said that?
Guaranteed it.
When?
So is that going to happen?
Wait, what? Wait, time out. I was not listening at all because I was just like, I've just tuned out because I figured he was going to go on a rant. Wait, what did you say?
Boba Fett is guaranteed. I mean, Dom is guaranteed that Boba Fett's going to appear in it. If Boba Fett doesn't appear in it,
Boba Fett will also sell all his collectibles.
And he said on this show, he's going to sell all of his collectibles, and he's never going to watch Star Wars again.
When did he say this?
He said it on the show.
When?
He did. He's even nodding. He had said it. So
God, I didn't listen to this show today.
I'm gonna be honest with you. This movie is gonna bomb. If they don't put Fennec Shand and Boba Fett in it, it's gonna
and apparently Skywalker.
First of all, this Mando season 3 was a disaster because you didn't have Boba Fett in it and you didn't have Fennec Shand in it, which was ridiculous.
Yeah,
it's gonna bomb worse than Mando season 3. And what's gonna happen? This is it for Mando. That's it. If they freaking goddamn bomb. No more Mando. No more freaking Mando verse because of the bullshit that they pulling in.
We all have dibs because he said he's selling it all, and there ain't no way Boba Fett's coming in this movie.
You know what, man?
Hey, hold on.
Part of me wants to think that she's lying.
Hold on.
But then again,
if I may.
Good.
Hey, you know what show that Boba Fett and Fennec Shand was in?
Book of Boba Fett.
That was shitty. That was a real shitty TV show.
2020.
So I don't think that's. Hey, if you have a beef, excuse me, Don. If you have a beef with Series 3, which by the way you're wrong, that's a fact. It wasn't because these two were in it, because we saw them in a show, and that show was trash.
It was trash because of the visions over there, Lucasfilm, the higher above Anarchy. That's why.
Who? It was David John.
Everybody wants your collection down. They're all saying Boba's not coming. You're clearing out.
We should do a what do they call it? Prestige collection.
All right, let's get Heritage over there.
We'll see.
Dom Toba collection.
We'll see if Dom
actually follows through.
Because it ain't looking good for you, Dom. It ain't looking good.
This much.
I'm telling
you, if you actually read what.
The biggest mistake they do that, they're going to fail miserably. I
will say this much. If you actually read what she said, it's a little more ambiguous than we're leading to believe.
She's lying, probably.
Well, I'm kind of not in it, but
Well, because they asked her for the premiere of the Karate Kid, the new Karate Kid movie.
Yeah,
that sounds terrible. There's a new Karate Kid movie?
Yeah, the new one. And they asked her, because she's in it, and she's like, she goes, I'm not in it, but then she's like saying they didn't call her. Like the same thing that Tamira Morrison said. I'm waiting for the call. They never called me. Look.
Hey, Dom, hold on.
Look,
let's be perfectly honest.
If they're on Tatooine.
I know you have a picture with them, but you don't want Tamira Morrison as Boba
It's not the thing. No, it's not the thing about Tamira Morrison, about Boba Fett.
Okay,
That's
hold on.
More important to me.
Hold on. I know I shouldn't do this. I don't know why I'm going to do this, but
I don't know why you doubled it.
I'm going to do it. I don't know why I'm going to do it.
Help yourself.
No,
I'm going to do it. Hold on, Tom. Let me ask you a question. Come on, man. Let me ask you a question. Let's just say, in Mandalorian, they have a new Boba Fett, but it is not Tamira Morrison. It's somebody else. Are you going to be upset?
No. I just want Boba Fett in the goddamn thing. That's all I want. Yeah. Tamira Morrison, he's in the costume. He's playing the part as Boba Fett, and I respect him for that. If they put someone else in the costume and he doesn't take the helmet off, I will embrace that.
What if he does take the helmet off?
I want what?
What if he does take the helmet off?
Whatever. I want him on the screen. I want to see Boba Fett on the movie screen again. That's what I want. I don't care about all the other bullshit they put in it.
You don't even give a shit about the movie. You just care. You just said it. You don't even give a shit about
exactly.
You just want.
Listen, I didn't ask for a Mando and Grogu movie. I didn't ask for that. But I tell you what, if you're gonna put that out there, I want highlight in it.
Tom, can I ask you one more question? Because that actually worked out really quickly and easily. Do you think that all of, I don't know, anybody who ever makes any form of entertainment, it's their sole job is specifically to make it for one Dominic in New York that lives in a apartment that's got too many Boba Fett collectibles in it? No. Do you think like everything that ever's been made should be tailored exactly to you?
No, it should be tailored to me. I'm telling you, but it should be the fact is that you have a character that actually sells, that actually is a moneymaker for Lucasfilm.
Like Grogu?
Put him in what?
Like Grogu?
Dwayne gave the right answer.
No, listen, the hell with Grogu. That makes money, but Boba Fett legacy character, that character sells. They fucking shit on all the legacy characters. I'm tired.
Grogu sells better than Boba Fett, dude. It's unfortunate. Hey, it's unfortunate. I get it. Dom, we can both sit here and shake our head that some little green squeaky fucking thing sells better than it, and that's a damn shame.
Because it's a
that's a damn shame. Hey, look, it's a damn shame. Okay, I don't have a Grogu thing up. I got that up. It's a damn shame it does. But the facts are, it fucking outsells. They don't need Boba Fett to sell shit. I know it
outsells, but I'm just saying the fact is that you're going to fucking Tatooine. You're gonna freaking goddamn have the huts. How do you not have the leader? You don't have the leader of Tatooine. You don't have the freaking goddamn mob boss of Tatooine, which is Boba Fett.
These are two huts that aren't even connected to Tatooine.
They're not connected, but you have
just because they show up on Jabba's son. One show doesn't mean they're from Tatooine.
You have Jabba's son that actually could try to go for the throne. Try to take over the throne from Boba Fett.
I mean, Stinky was never on Tatooine at all. We've never actually seen Stinky on Tatooine.
No.
He was in Legends.
Yeah, no reason to go on Tatooine.
The Rancor keeper.
Dom has this myth in his head that Boba Fett's going to appear. But anyway, all right, moving on. Roy McCann came out this week, and he said he's excited to move forward with Balin's story. He's just worried that fans aren't going to embrace him. And so, but his goal is that he can pave the way for future recasting because he thinks that that's something that Star Wars needs to do.
I told you, recasting. Start recasting characters.
I mean, I will tell you this. Hold on. I'm okay with it, except for when we put the Hound. Like, I'm not okay with the recasting job they did here. Like, I'm not okay with this one.
Why not, though?
I don't think it fits.
Based on
the way he looks, based on the way he sounds.
Sounds like they don't look that unalike, and they don't sound that unalike. They both played the same type of characters their whole career. Both Ray Stevenson and Warren McCann played.
Wait, hold on. Did JJ say everything? Does JJ say everything looks alike? Because okay.
No, I said they look close enough.
I don't think they do. There's distinct.
I mean, look at what we just saw with
Bale. Figures. AE.
The Bales didn't look anything alike.
One guy's got a 4-head. The other guy's got a 6-head. I mean, besides that alone.
But the Bale guys didn't look alike. That guy didn't look anything like Rick Smits.
Yeah, but
it was fine. I don't care that it looks alike.
Who gives a shit? That's a who gives a shit character. This is a people give a shit.
This is a who gives a shit character. The great thing of things.
This is not a who gives a shit character. This is a people give a shit character.
Yeah, let me tell you something.
Come on now.
You know hey, Dom.
Let me be honest with you.
Tom only cares about the shin hiding.
I'm going to tell you this. And I said this before Ahsoka premiered. I said if Ray Stevenson puts on a great performance as Baylan, it's going to suck that his story is going to move on because he did such a great job, and he was.
Dom did say that.
Yeah, I get that. We also it's
but Dom, you actually finally claiming that you said something that actually happened because it's the only thing you've ever said that actually was right in the middle of a conversation where I'm like, Dom, let's go after and get some punches in on Wayseeker. You should probably get some punches in on Wayseeker next time instead.
Look,
okay.
At this point, Ray Stevenson portrayed the character great. And fantastic. It was something that Ahsoka needed. If it wasn't for this, Ahsoka the series would have worked for what it was. But it's a shame. But I'm not gonna friggin' leave out his replacement.
Zaggy's got it. Zaggy's got a good point.
It might work out. It might not work out. But I actually think that his journey is going to actually end in Ahsoka season 2. I don't think he's going to move forward. I think he's going to wind up getting embraced by whatever the situation is. If it's Abeloth or whatever it is.
Okay, here's the deal. Zagi's got a good point. They'll probably just use the hood to cover up the 6th and the 5th head. So, yeah, I mean, you could do that a little bit, but he's still got a very long face.
Do you always see him as the Hound in Game of Thrones, and you don't realize that, like, you know, they can put like extra hair and stuff on actors?
I've seen him in something else, and he's still got a 9 head.
What about if they take
they can
reconstructive
get rid of things like Widow's Peaks and stuff with
CGI?
Yeah, I mean, I guess maybe, but his face is very. You do realize he has got a very. His profile of the front of his face is very large.
I don't care.
I don't care.
I don't care.
I don't think they look similar at all.
As long as he does a good job with the character, I don't care.
Portray the character, bring the character to its
They play the
point.
same type of characters their whole career. Both him and Ray Stevenson played almost identical characters their whole career.
And I want more recasting in the future. This is good.
I agree. I do want more recast. If we have to have a 9 head casted for somebody who's got a 4 head, that's what we got to do. That's why I'm not against deep fake. I'm not against deep fake either.
But all kidding aside, if these recastings are to move forward to make recastings for bigger characters down the road, I'm all for it. You know, to move the stories forward.
Yeah, I agree. This to me is the biggest news of the week that I don't think was reported enough on. So Tony Gilroy got asked again if he'd come back to Star Wars, and he's always said no, no, no. This time he said, never say never. But he said, I want to direct again before that would ever happen.
Yeah.
To me, that makes sense. I think he's already locked into a deal. He's got a project that he's going to do before it, and he's coming back to Star Wars. When he says, but I want to direct again before, he's coming back. That's what I think Kennedy has got him locked into some future deal.
They'd be smart to do that. I don't know if that's real. But...
So, I think it's going to be a movie. We'll get to the next quote here, but I don't think it'll be another TV show. But I think he'll come back for another movie. That's what I think. When you say never after saying no for years, I'm done with Star Wars, that's a big shift.
But you know what? I don't think he was, even if he was saying he was done with Star Wars, I don't think he was done with Star Wars. You know, yes, there was a lot of criticism with Andor, but he did get a lot of praises for Andor. So I think that actually boosted his...
There's a lot of criticism for Andor?
What? But there was some criticism. You know,
Before a couple... started, there was.
Yeah, a couple. You know,
season
but
1.
I think that he put a mark in Star Wars that made a lot of people say, you know what? He did a great job. And Andor was fantastic. And I think him coming back with a future, something, if he's going to do something, I think something in continue the spy stuff, you know, do stuff, you know, look, it's Star Wars. You have so many damn spies. You could do something with that and make a great movie down the road. Probably not until maybe the mid 2030s, you'll probably come back by doing it, maybe even sooner, but it's already locked up on what's coming out to 2030 anyway. So we'll see.
No, I agree.
Not all that stuff has a director.
Yeah.
No. But yeah, I mean, we're talking 5 years from now, but I wouldn't be surprised if he's already.
What if he's directing the Mando movie?
What?
What if he's directing the Mando movie?
He doesn't want to direct the Mando movie. He wants nothing to do with that. He wants his own characters, and he wants to write a story that actually is interesting.
He wants to be a director.
I would do something like Mission Impossible. Well, you had Andor.
I was thinking more like whatever Kinberg's trilogy is going to be.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see, but I find that's a shift. So the other thing he said is Disney came to him after season 1 and they wanted to cut Andor's budget, and they told him directly that streaming is dead. That was his quote that they said he got directly from them at the time.
Well,
what does that mean for the future of Star Wars streaming?
I think that the last thing we're gonna get is Ahsoka, last live action show.
No.
I
don't think so. I think you gotta take it for where it was. We talked about this when this was happening, and some people even on this channel may have said it was the end of streaming too. And I said it might be the end of the way they're doing streaming till they can find out a way that they can formulate the new version of syndication. And it seems, if you follow any streaming news, that they have finally figured that formula out. So they're probably still going to keep budgets lower because you're never going to get the hikes they were. And they know that now, which I don't, sometimes the smartest people in the room are also the stupidest people in the room. How they didn't realize that maybe when everybody's sitting at home in the El Pemedico, that all they're going to do is stream watch shit because they ain't got nothing else to do but wank off to fucking porn and watch stuff on the old streamers. So when they have to go back to work and do everything else, you're going to take a little bit of hit there. But they have, if you've noticed, there's the cross streaming stuff that's happening now. There's the actual going back and selling stuff to Netflix and to syndicated television, where you can see it. And then there's the third one where they're just effing putting the shit on YouTube and using the monetization they already have to make a couple $100,000 on the back end of that, which is really cheap because I guarantee you they sure as shit are not paying the actors any money.
No,
because that's not in anybody's contract, because that would have to be a direct payment for their service, like a subsidiary, and they're not doing that. They're actually just throwing it up on their own channel, and considering you don't have a direct pay relationship to that, it'd be pretty hard to negotiate that in unless you negotiate a percentage off of the ads, which once again, good luck with that.
There was the one of the things about the writer's strike, the writer's strike, the actors and stuff like that. There was a thing about the streaming, about the pay from streaming, and they had something like that. And I think they signed a mini contract. I think the contract, well, actually, a strike is coming
for
up for
streaming, right? But this is different. This is like there's this rapper by the name of Akon.
Wait. It's for streaming, but this is different. It's literally saying streaming is dead. How's this different?
About the pay. He's talking about the pay negotiation.
Yeah.
Huh? But my point is, they not said, hey, streaming is dead in its current form, because this is after 2001 with a writer strike and a creator strike not looming that far away.
Yeah.
So.
No, we were there. I don't think we're debating the fact that, one of us at least said that they were going to have to change the format. And they have now changed the format. What Dom said was they negotiated in the contracts for streaming. True. But since then, they've changed the way they monetize some of the funds from this. So I don't think that he said there's going to be no more live stuff because of this.
Yeah,
that's not true.
It's going to be hard. You're never going to see. So Andor was $650 million for 2 seasons. You're never going to see a Star Wars project.
I agree on that.
Budget. You can't. As good as Andor was, Disney's not going to shelve that much money out ever again.
They want to use the volume more because the on location thing does cost a lot of money. So
if they can find a way to do it cheaper, I think the volume costs a lot of money too.
Well, it's actually much cheaper than location. On location,
I don't. There's a big crew with this, but what I don't buy is that the cheapness is what's going to make it. They needed to make more revenue. They have now figured out how to make more revenue. The one thing, especially at this level, that none of them care about is expenses. They don't. It's not about expenses. This is not your home finances. It isn't. What they care about is generating revenue. They will spend to generate revenue if they feel that they're going to generate revenue. The minute you do not generate revenue is the minute they start talking like streaming is dead. It's obviously not dead because they're putting out multiple products across a banner of all their stuff. They were actually most recently in negotiations to expand their streaming product. If we forget the whole, what's the Tubi deal? Did we all forget that? Like, that's still streaming services. They're finding different ways to monetize. But of course, they're always in any negotiation going to tell somebody, hey man, we're just not making the money off that end. We're just not doing that. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I think they're full of shit.
Fair enough.
Disney's full of shit.
All right. We had a StarWars.com article that came out this week about Asajj Ventress that also snuck under the radar. But it seemed to me that they confirmed the rumors that there's a Asajj series on the way. because the article ends with this quote: "Where will Asajj go next? Only time will tell." ... I think we all agree that they set that up as a backdoor pilot, and I think now they're almost confirming that we're getting a second animated show.
Do you think she's going to show up in Shadowlord?
No, I don't think so.
No,
because I think that's a completely different story that they've set up. I think we're going to get a different, the same Asajj story.
That takes place after Bad Batch. That one, or what they set up in
they set up in the Tales of the Underworld.
Can I ask a question of the channel's official gooner, or our show's official gooner?
Who's that? Me or Dom?
No, not you. You're just a weirdo. Dom. Hey, Dom. Is this like in the gooner community? I know at one point they found Ventress very sexy. Is she still like in the gooner community? Is she still a sexy character to you guys? I mean, that's a serious question because I mean, she used to wear like midriffs and whatever. She's not doing that anymore, is she? So I don't know.
Do we remember the same?
Well, I don't remember this. I just remember the JJ's poll that he put up this week about Asajj and Fives, and Fives ran away with it for some reason.
No, that UK polls are terrible.
What is UK?
Dude. Star Wars in the UK is fucking wild. I'm just asking Dom. I'm asking Dom.
She's a badass character. People like her because she was a badass, where she is, and of course, her coming back to life told her badass. She's not the person that she was when she was an assassin. She changed.
Oh,
people like her when she.
So that's it. She did change her costume. So
that's the hair.
Thank you for answering. Thank you for answering the question. Thank you. Okay,
with the hair.
Now, for those people that don't know, JJ's trying to reach out to some guys out in the UK.
They're not from the UK. I keep telling you this.
Where is it?
It's from the United States. They're not
bullshit.
Why are the guys
called the lads?
I don't know.
Everybody calls themselves lads from the United States.
They're called the Star Wars Banger and Mash lads, and he thinks they're from the States. I don't get it.
They do good polls. That's all.
You know what?
They do. Their polls are wild. Can we pull up their polls here? Let me put it. I'll go put it.
I don't know if we were allowed to do that or not.
Listen, I don't mind her coming back as a series. If we're gonna get another series, I think they're going to be concentrating more on animated series than live action. We'll get maybe 2 animated series compared to one live action.
I think we're going to get 2 live action.
I'm not even doing anything about that anymore. Yeah, but go ahead, keep talking so I can.
So no, I agree with you, Dom. I think Dom, you're right on that one. We're going to get more animated, and I'm okay with that. I think Star Wars
because there's so much you can do with animation. It's cheaper. Basically, it is cheaper.
I don't think they're going to give completely up on though. I don't think they're going to give completely up on.
Well, no, I think they're going to do more and more movies. So I wouldn't be surprised if they do a movie a year.
Oh yeah, if the movie thing works out,
one movie a year, 2 animated shows a year. Plus Visions and everything else they're going to do.
I'm still thinking that we're going to get a Vader series down the road. A Vader series, live action Vader series, on Disney Plus.
I don't think we're getting live action. If you told me animated Vader series,
because you have the AI voice of James Earl Jones, and Hayden Christensen has been talking about there's a lot of room for Vader stories.
Well, that's because Hayden Christensen now that what's his name quit, he's the only one left. Of course, he's all about it.
Why is Hayden Christensen a big deal as Vader if they're not even using his voice? He's just a dude in a suit.
Well, because he thinks he could be the dude in the suit.
Well,
but anybody can be the dude in the suit. There was like 3 dudes in the suits before.
More than that.
I get it.
So he's going to be a Force ghost more commonly in the Ahsoka series.
All right. Anyway, I'm expecting an animated announcement within the next 6 months. We'll see when it actually comes, but it seems to me they're already working behind the scenes.
Dwayne says no, not in the Gunnar community anymore. They need Skelter.
All right. Did you all see this one? So back in the 2000s, the CIA created a Star Wars fan page.
Cool name.
Yep, they did.
Called StarWarsWeb.net. And they created it so that their covert agents could communicate safely. It was finally figured out at one point, and now it just redirects right to the CIA page. But if you use this page in like 2007, 2008, up to 2010, you're probably on the CIA's watch list at some point because they created this just to communicate.
You think the Reagan era for that?
Yeah.
calling the
Star Wars technology.
Secret Space Development Program Star Wars.
I thought that was great. So anyway, that was news that came out this week. We're getting a trade paperback that Marco wants, but nobody else does, of the sequel trilogy comic collection, all in one big graphic novel. So the greatest movies, Marco's favorite.
You know what? I had a kid during practice today jump up, and I wasn't paying attention, and he ended up kicking me in the nuts, and he said, "Coach, you're turning red." But at least I got the interception. I'd rather have that kid kick me in the nuts and say that over and over again than have to read this fucking trash of a book.
Like, Carl Anthony Towns. And
no, don't worry about it. Listen, 5 years from now, Wayseeker's going to get rich on selling this book.
I won't. But anyway, so this one's coming out this fall.
It is not nice.
For Ruben.
Ruben is just he's just a shill. He's a freaking Star Wars shill. Loves everything Star Wars, man. Come on, man.
He's picking that one up. And last but not least, bad news here. We got news from Star Wars Jedi, the dev team. They said this week that morale is at an all-time low after the substantial layoffs that happened a few months ago. At this point, I think it's still going to happen.
But not anytime
soon. But it ain't going to be anytime soon. I mean, we've already been, 3 years since the last one?
Has it been that long?
22.
Really? Thereabouts.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
I don't think we're going to get this thing before 28. And that's a long break between games.
Well, listen. They should revamp. Freaking Lucasfilm should revamp everything and start from scratch again and just freaking goddamn.
They already did that. They just did that.
Do it again.
It has nothing to do with that. It is the gaming industry. It's hard. It's
I don't know. Now the games for Nintendo are selling for $90 fucking a piece.
The problem going forward is, so studios making games like this off of licensed properties is tough because the licensed properties move forward. You have a built-in audience, but at the same time, your audience is also a little bit narrowed by that. And you don't have the support of like a first party. Like Nintendo does well. Nintendo can sell Mario Kart all day long at $90 a pop because they know it's going to sell. It's a first party property. They don't have to pay anybody to license out Mario or anything like that. And it's the same with Pokemon and all these other. So it's like for it to be like this, where it's not a console exclusive, like you have to sell like a shit ton of games in order to just break even for the development length and time and everything else put into this. When you're talking, if you think movies have big development budgets and take forever, games are about twice as much.
Yeah. Yep. So I still think the game will come out. I'm penciling in at the very best end of year 2027, but most likely 2028.
All right. Maybe 2027, the 50th year of Star Wars. Maybe they'll have a surprise at the game that Star Wars Celebration. We'll hear something because.
Well, there's other games already on the way.
But before we do it, wait, let's go back real quickly. JJ brought them up, so let's talk about Star Wars lads and their poll. I should have asked you about this ahead of time. Okay, so there's a wild ass poll out there, and the poll is pretty much. Hey, let me see if I can see the poll first. No, I can't. I'm gonna have to pull this one up. Which one was better, the Bad Batch, Tales of the Underworld, or what is see results?
I guess if you don't want to vote,
the results without voting. It's like it's a I don't know type.
Well, you know what? I think the Bad Batch was a better show than Tales because Tales is like 5-minute episodes. Bad Batch was 3 seasons. That's one of the reasons, and I think there was more story, more depth with the Bad Batch than Tales.
Nobody here wants you.
It's like saying Resistance is better than Tales because Resistance is longer too. No, come on now.
I think
don't blame Star Wars lads is the channel, by the way. Don't blame those
Tales
guys.
Wasn't that good. It wasn't that good.
It's the weird Star Wars fans that vote in the poll. It's not these guys doing it.
They're not fans.
Well, they're not fans. Let's see what this is. I'm gonna look up what Star Wars lads is on the YouTube.
They do one about every 2 days. So
hold on. Star Wars lad is on YouTube. JJ, please.
Yes, they are a YouTube channel.
Okay. Star Wars lads. Okay, let me see what this does.
You put out a poll about every day.
One
is a show. It's about every 2 days. One is a show, and then one is a character.
If they're not from the UK, I can't believe it.
They don't sound British.
Resistance is the highest bar. Yes, that's right.
Wayseeker, you're not the dorkiest. You're not the dorkiest fucker on the internet talking about Star Wars. I will tell you that. Whoa! Okay, all right. Yeah. Hello there, everybody. Welcome back to Star Wars Lads. Let's see. I don't know because I can't hear what they're saying. But how do they have that many people voting on? Wait, hold on now. These numbers are interesting. How do they have that many subs and they're
UK people in the UK have high subs. I think
I could be wrong, but I think a lot of subs come from their polls. Believe it or not, they run an awful lot of polls, and they get like, I mean, this is only 3 hours in, and it has 4,000 votes, so they get, I don't know, 10,000, 15,000 votes.
Oh, so nobody watches their videos, and they just
I don't know.
Dude,
oh no, shit! They got a 10K viewership here on the complete reading guide to Star Wars.
It's not that old of a channel. They've only been around like
Instagram. People from the UK, 10K followers, 20,000 followers. They have so many followers from UK. It's like, it's crazy. And I put a freaking thing in there. I can't even get freaking guys there 3,000 followers, man.
They do tier lists. They do. I mean, not too long ago they just started doing them, but
it's all Star Wars content too. It's nothing else.
Yeah. Cool.
So
put them up. Let's see what they look like.
No, I'm not gonna do that.
No, we don't want to do that. We'll get striked.
Oh, it didn't always be Star Wars content because it did HBO content too. A lot of reading guide shit. Where's their polls? Post. Is it under post? Okay. Oh my gosh. Better Star Wars series. All right, chat. Better Star Wars series. 179 comments, 13K votes. Rebels or Ahsoka? What do you think they did?
There's only one answer.
Rebels won that one.
There's only one answer, and it's Rebels.
There's only one answer. Yeah, but Ahsoka's got 20% of the vote. I'm gonna have to vote for Rebels just till I can't. That's ridiculous. All right, favorite Star Wars character: Kaden Jarrus or Echo? How these aren't even.
Echo's gonna win. Echo's gonna win somehow.
There's no shot. These aren't even, it's not even the same league.
It's gonna be blowout.
I posted the Fives Ventress one.
Yeah,
it's not even the same leagues. Please tell me our chat's going crazy about this.
82 to 18.
I'll give it. Who do you think won it?
Probably Kaden for that one. I don't
know. Kaden got it, but it's 57%. Which means, why do they always have 20% of the people not even trying to vote?
Because people just want to see the result. They don't really
Best
care.
Star Wars movie or TV show: The Acolyte or The Last Jedi?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I gotta go Acolyte.
That's tough, guys. That's tough.
I actually like the Acolyte.
Which one is The Last Jedi? The last one?
No, that's the Rian Johnson one. The middle one.
Last Jedi is the Rian Johnson one?
Yeah. Rian Johnson one, yeah.
I still go Acolyte by far. JJ's got to go Acolyte too. He hated that movie.
No, I would say Acolyte myself, but I think Last Jedi is going to win that one.
Oh, I think you're right. Acolyte
is a close one.
Right answer.
Dom, what do you got on this?
I got The Last Jedi.
All right, I'm going to click his. 36% Last Jedi. Dude, 54% of the people refuse to vote on this shit. There's 20,000 votes. 54. That means 10,000 people refuse to fucking vote on this. It's actually 54%, so it's more than that. They refuse to vote on this. They just want to see what other clowns will vote on it. All right. Favorite Star Wars character: Obi-Wan Kenobi. They put one of these out this is 1 day ago. They put out like so many polls. No. They put out 3 polls. They put out 2 polls a day. All right. Wait, where is that? Favorite Star Wars character: Obi-Wan Kenobi or Palpatine? What? It's gotta be
Kenobi. Right? I haven't seen that one yet, but it's gotta be Kenobi.
Gotta be Kenobi. Yes, everybody. Kenobi.
It's gotta be Kenobi.
Oh my gosh! Only 5% of the people tried to see the results. 85% for Kenobi. They finally got one right.
All right.
Last one. Oh, here, because you'll like this.
Was
this the one you did? K. Cassis or Commander Cody? Did you do that one?
No.
Okay, so Cal Castis or Commander Cody?
Cody's gonna win
this. Cody. Nobody knows who Cal. I would vote for Cal, but everybody.
Yeah, me too. But
you got. Well, tell me what you're voting for, so I can vote for it.
Cal. I'll vote for Cal.
43 to 48%.
Wow, that's closer than I thought.
Commander Cody.
All right.
That's close though. All right, let's get into some more sags. We'll check some more polls later. That was fun.
Let's do some guessing.
Guessing.
Oh,
all right. So, viewer suggestion from last week was to do novels. That was a little narrow, so you know me, I like to do like 20 of these things every week, apparently. So I decided to make it books and magazines. So we're gonna guess what these Star Wars books and magazines are going for, or sold for, I should say. Now, I will say this: I didn't do Star Wars specific magazines because that could take forever on its own. So I didn't do like Insider or like official Star Wars magazine or anything like that. These are magazines that are not primarily Star Wars magazines that have Star Wars covers. And then for the books and stuff, it's kind of a variety of different kinds of books. And these are all sales mostly within the last month or so. All right, first up, from 1981, this is Famous Monsters of Filmland number 104, or 174, excuse me, with a nice Darth Vader cover. This is not the first Monsters of Filmland, but it was one of the earlier ones. This was just before Return of the Jedi.
These are hard because condition matters so much on these things.
Yeah, this one actually had a listed condition, I think, of very fine.
20 bucks.
I'll go 16.
20 bucks.
16, 20 bucks?
Yeah. Marco's Marco's out. Ruben says 80.
Says 80.
Wow. Ruben just throws his money around.
Ruben changing your mind?
Money out. Anything with Vader, he throws money out. It could be the most shittiest thing. He throw money out.
You guys were pretty close. Dom was a little bit closer.
Okay.
25 bucks. May 21st. So
yeah.
Again, I don't know. I've never been a good judge of grading magazines because magazines are so much different.
Well, his first appearance is the Starlog. I think Starlog magazine had.
Yeah.
Well, let's just see if it gets up here.
Yeah.
He might have had that one. Oh,
now this is an interesting one. Okay, so
this is an interesting one.
Yeah. This is volume 173 of Nintendo Power from October 2003 with all inserts. And I'll tell you that the reason this thing sells is not necessarily because of although Rebel Strike was a good GameCube game, that's not necessarily the reason this sells. There might be something else on the cover, like in the upper right, that might be
Pokemon. Yeah.
Pokemon.
Did they come with the card?
Yeah.
Yeah, it comes with all inserts, so it's complete. All inserts
$63.
I'm gonna go higher than that.
$63.
Pokemon insert card.
It's not an actual card; it's what they call an Eon ticket, which was like a redemption thing for a game, if I remember.
I'm gonna go 82.
82.
Wookiee has 77.
35.
35 and a 40 from Styx. Pokemon right now. Pokemon's crazy right now.
You're all gonna be floored by this.
200. I'm not
$200
for that Pokemon.
That little ticket there, the Eon ticket, goes for about 100 to 120 on its own.
Wow. Okay.
So, yeah, I'm not surprised right now. Pokemon's bonkers prices lately.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, so we got a good one here. This is Rolling Stone magazine from July 1983. It's the Star Wars Goes on Vacation cover with
a $15 book. 15. I think I saw this for
Carrie Fisher and the slave Leia.
Yes.
I have got Vader in the back. Ewoks.
With the boombox. I love the boombox.
Yeah.
Nice
I think it's more than 15. Again, condition matters. These are hard to find in good condition.
Condition does matter on this, and I'll tell you one thing. So when Rolling Stone was sent out to subscribers, right? They put the subscriber label, the mailing label, on the front cover of these magazines. Like there was no poly bag or anything; just put it right on the cover.
Yeah.
And for most of them, they put it right over Carrie Fisher's lower half of her body on this. So
that's horrible.
Condition matters. This does not have that. This was listed at a excellent condition. I don't know.
I'm gonna say 35.
I'll say 15.
35,
excellent 15. Condition on this one.
It was listed as that.
Yeah, that's all you need. I might go even more, but I'm gonna say 35. Ruben said 35 as well. We're on the same page.
35. We got a 25.
Me and
I'm
Ruben
gonna go and say you're all a little low. May 12, $50. Now, there was one that sold that had the label torn off right where I said it was over hairpiece lower half, in much worse condition. It was also a worse photo, and it sold for about $20 about 2 days later. So,
oh wow, okay.
Condition does matter, and that label matters a lot on this one.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, you pulled a Dom here. Oh, look at this!
Oh,
You're just doming this whole thing out, dude.
This is gonna be an interesting experiment. You have a Slave Leia cover about was this 50 years later? No, I'm just kidding. It's only about 20 something years later. But you got April 2008 or 2005, excuse me. The Entertainment Weekly had Slave Leia on the cover.
There's a Slave Leia in.
That is not what Leia looked like in 2005.
$30. $30.
I think it's an older picture.
There's a Slave Leia Insider. It sells for about 25 to 35.
$30.
And I think the cover's better than this cover. So I'll say 22.
$30.
$20.
Now, so you all think it sold for less than the last one, right?
I didn't see the last one.
It should.
Wow,
Same amount.
Wow.
$50. So Slave Leia.
Oh, maybe it was because of the Great American Pop Quiz culture pop quiz.
Yeah, maybe that's right.
Maybe that was what drove it. Marco missed the Pokemon one.
What was it?
It was Nintendo Power that had a special Pokemon insert.
Oh,
Went for $200.
yeah.
Put a Star Wars on the cover.
All right.
Next up, we're almost out of magazines.
These are raunchy. These ones.
This
Are you getting
basically
both of them together?
Wookiee erotica.
It's 2 issues. Yeah, it's both issues.
Oh, and so you're buying both of these together?
Yeah, in this lot. Yeah.
Creeper's gonna creep.
I don't know what they sold for, but you could get $500 for this.
Creeper's gonna creep. Creepers are gonna creep.
If you're patient, you can sell this for $500. So I'm gonna say $400, but the person, if they sold it for less than $400, they sold it for too cheap.
$250.
I'm at 465. Creepers are gonna creep.
These are super creepy.
Yeah,
and I hope Wookiee Fanatic doesn't pick these ones up because this is super creepy.
For everybody wondering what it is, it's basically Playboy minus some articles in a Star Wars parody form. This is the best way to put it.
Yeah.
All right. So, what did Rookie Erotica 1 and 2 sell for? Ruben says $300. You guys are all hovering around it. It actually ended up about right in the middle of what y'all said.
I said $250.
That's cheap. I've seen them sell for more than that.
Just a couple days ago for $200.
So
$350, he says, and he does not have them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean condition, but also, whatever creep ball. I mean, there's being a gooner, and then there's whoever. This is like hold on. This is like you put the lotion in the basket.
Advanced gooner level.
This is not friendly gooners. We can make fun of you. This is if you see these in somebody's collection.
Listen to you've achieved.
You better hope you don't live on that block, and you definitely don't send your kids trick or treat.
You maxed out your gooner.
Yeah. No, this is a different level. This is creepy. Like there's gooners who are just like gooners. And then there's like lotion in the basket. This is lotion in the basket.
You know what's crazy? These actually don't sell that much. The eBay only goes back about I assume due to rarity they don't sell that much. eBay only goes about 90 days by default anymore without doing like deep dive.
Yeah.
And there was only 2 sales for the whole.
Well, that's because creep balls are like. There's a lot of creepy stuff.
You're saying there's not enough creepy Star Wars fans? I don't know about that.
No, there are. I'm saying there's a lot of creepy material out there for them to consume. So.
Oh, okay.
This is probably the most creepy though.
Yeah, this is.
Well, so we move on to more friendly territory. The books, the actual novels. I started off with one we know well. This is Star Wars: Heir to the Empire, first edition. Signed by Mr. Timothy Zahn himself,
with its original dust jacket on it.
These are not numbered. Are they? There's some that are numbered.
No, this is if you bought the first edition from a shop.
Yeah, my brother got the.
And then he later
signed
it.
Numbered or anything.
Exactly.
To give it to me. The first editions. This has got to be at least $300.
No, $60. $60.
$112.
Just regular signed, not numbered. $60.
No.
112. The dust jacket's in pretty good shape. It looks like.
But he draws the first edition, Ruben.
Does it say what condition we are here?
From what I know, but I couldn't tell if that was just maybe his photo. It's hard to tell.
Oh, okay. So now discoloring, I'm going down to Oh no, maybe there's a little weird rub on the top now that I look at it. But the book seemed okay.
Yeah, it had pretty white pages and everything. Like it'd been stored fairly well.
I'm going down to 85.
85.
There, I guess.
120.
Beat you. 120.
I said 112. I should have stayed there.
You should have.
That was actually, if I remember right, this was on auction, I believe. If I remember right. Believe it or not.
Should have stayed at 112.
Wait, see, but it tells you if the book, the dust jacket is if it's like mint, it'd been a lot more money. Definitely, a lot more.
120 is probably pretty good for this. I don't know.
That's a good price.
Yeah, the condition of the book is what I'm more concerned about.
Not like it's rare.
JJ would fool around.
Rare. And the first editions of these things are not rare either.
No, not of Heir to the Empire. No.
Mm-mm. Well, we'll get to some rare ones though. So, more first editions, older first edition, not signed by anybody this time. This is Star Wars, from the stories of Luke Skywalker. This is the first edition from 1976. This is a paperback. It's actually in pretty good shape for its age.
Looks really good shape.
Yeah, being a paperback. The page, you can't see them. The pages were a bit yellowish or creamish colored, but it's to be expected being from 1976.
200.
200 is a lot for a book.
50.
No, but somebody, I guess, the novels, I guess the paperbacks.
Wookie says 180.
The first edition.
I think, wasn't Wookie the one that requested this segment?
It might have been. I'm going with 112 again, which I still think's high, but
I said 50.
I gotta tell y'all, Dom nailed it.
Oh, Dom, there you go.
May 29th, $200 even.
That's very expensive for a book.
Mm-hmm.
But a first edition, people are going for the first.
No,
edition.
it's very expensive for a first edition softcover book. It is.
There was one that had a little bit worse shape that sold about a week or so prior for about $175, I think, somewhere around there.
Wow.
So.
Oh,
yes. All right, this one's sure to please Marco.
I have sold so many of these. I will not vote on this one.
I've thrown this book away before.
I might be one of the sales that you picked up on this one.
I have definitely thrown this book away before.
This is Star Wars.
I've sold at least 10 of these in the last 2 years.
This is Star Wars. Now this is the hardback, but this is Star Wars Dark Forces Jedi Knight from 1998, hardcover.
150.
I actually own this book,
and the hardcover is
not. I don't just own this one. I own like
either this or the hardcover goes for quite a bit more. I'll say that much.
Yeah.
But neither one is rare. We'll put it that way.
And the paperback goes for quite a bit too. So
yeah, the paperback goes for
the hardcovers. I own like 5 different hardcovers around this year.
Artwork is fantastic. I love his art.
These DCs.
These are so weird because they're books. They're not even graphic novels.
They're books.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
they're heavy as shit too.
45.
I think 45 is a little low. Well, maybe not for this one. Some of the other ones. I mean, the other ones are like 65 to 85. So,
Wookie says,
but I'm saying $112 because JJ's would only
you're
put
saying
this
$112
in.
for everything.
He'd only put this in if this was more expensive than like than the Bane one and the other ones. So
this actually isn't even a novel. This is like, I guess it's a novella. It's short. It's only like what, 80 pages, Wayseeker or something.
Yeah,
but
probably.
But
$112.
Dom, Wayseeker. Well,
Wayseeker. Down for 150. I'm not voting on this one.
Why did you sell this one?
I might have.
Yeah, he says he sold some, so he doesn't want to.
I have sold quite a few of these in the last year.
Okay, what do we got?
120. Marco stuck to his guns. He was close this time. $120.27. Now I'll say this much. 2 or 3 days later, I think there was a version of this that actually had a remark from Dave Dorman on it that sold for like $10 less for some reason.
Don't mark up books. Nobody likes Dave Dorman. Don't mark up books, Dave Dorman. Way to go.
The all 3, so this is like the first of 3 parts, basically. All 3 parts together sell for about $250 to $300.
This is the last of 3.
This is the last of 3. I'm sorry, last of 3.
Yeah.
Later.
All right, so we got a convention exclusive. This is Star Wars. We talked a little bit about Battlefront last week. This is Star Wars Battlefront 2 Inferno Squadron. So this is
112 again. 112 again.
$63.
The convention edition exclusive. These are all signed. They were all signed, I'm pretty sure, by the author and inside the book.
112. 112.
$65.
Are they numbered still too?
Again,
I don't think they're numbered. At least they didn't put a number in the listing.
This is 80. I'm gonna go 80 on this one.
The book itself is $40. Like if you go to the store and buy it, it's $40, isn't it?
Yeah, but you can get them online.
And this is an exclusive cover, by the way. Anyway,
yeah.
It's a comic or it's a magazine. It's a magazine, right?
No, it's a book.
A book.
Full-on novel.
I know.
80.
Wookie says 100.
112.
You know what? I'll go a little higher. 95.
95 from Dom. It is.
Oh.
Look at Margo. Margo has the number.
Yeah. Just want to reach back a little bit for because I wanted a convention exclusive in there. So this is from.
No, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah.
All right. Next up. Oh, we didn't. Did it not pull my new one? Maybe I put it after this. I can't remember if I put it before. I put it before. Oh well. Anyway, this is Star Wars: The Last Jedi. This is the first edition hardcover. Now I think, and I'm not entirely sure, but I think these were hardcovers. Were only released through something called the Science Fiction Book Club.
Yeah, these are FBC. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they have a different label on the side.
Yeah. These are also hard to get.
They were
because originally I was thinking 45, but now I'm thinking, what do these go for typically? Wayseeker 65, 75?
I mean, they can go from anywhere. Some of the rare condition, if you get a good condition, I mean, really nice condition, they're 150. It just depends on the condition. It just depends on the condition on these hard.
I'm going back to 112, sir. 112.
112. I'll go again. I'll go 75 on this one, but
you don't
condition matters so much on these hardcovers.
Remember, limited release.
Oh, now they said that I'm going less.
Oh wow!
Oh wow! 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 Glad I think I didn't go less. Wow!
Yeah, that's a big one.
This was it appeared to be the high sale, by the way, at $425 from May 27th. So there were some that sold before this, but pretty much even the listings are around about $300 for this. Kind of crazy. All right, this is the one a particular person on this panel requested. This is Star Wars: Heart of the Jedi.
Yes, I remember this.
I'll let Wayseeker explain the background of this one a little bit.
It was recalled or something.
So this wasn't recalled. It was a story that Kenneth Flint. He wrote a couple other Star Wars books in the 90s. He wrote this book, but for whatever reason, Star Wars decided not to publish his book. So 25 years later, he self-published it and sold it. And I think Lucasfilm got pretty pissed at him, or Del Rey got pretty pissed at him because, he got contracted to do it. And so it's not one that is readily available. And I think he still sells it every once in a while at cons, but he's not supposed to.
And it's only available as a paperback, I believe, right?
Yeah, it's only paperback. And so if you love Legends, this one is a unofficial, but official. I mean, he wrote it for Star Wars.
$200. I remember I seen this book. It was selling for a high price at one time, like $500 at one time, because it wasn't out there. I say that it dwindled down I think $200. I'll say $200.
He says he sold for $500. I'm going back to $500. $500.
I'll only add that this listing was a little bit odd in that I clip these listings. I crop them, I should say. But this guy is listing. That's his washing machine that it's sitting on.
Okay, I'm going back now. I'm down to $45.
If it takes it up or down a little bit, because you can clearly see the dials and everything in the background that it's a washing machine.
That
that is a new kind of low for a posting. Posting the book on top of a washing machine.
That's amazing. He got it to stand up that well for being a paper.
That's a Wayseeker special, bro.
Oh. Yeah.
Wookie says they stopped him from selling it. It should be around 100. Ruben's saying, 175?
I found this book before. So, and I sold it a couple years ago.
You want to take a guess what it sells for now?
I'm gonna say 170.
I'm still at 112. 112.
You're pretty close.
Oh, nice. 160.
It was about 250 a couple years ago, so not surprised. It's such a cool little, like, I kind of love how he released it himself after he wrote the whole book and they didn't release it for him. So
kind of like a bootleg, in a way.
Yeah. So
just
we should reach out to have him on and give away a couple of them.
Yeah.
This is one by one of our favorite authors, George Mann. I wanted to do.
I actually have this book. You have
the Disney Parks one?
Yeah. I have the Disney Parks one.
This
is where I thought he was going to be a terrible. This is why I thought he was going to be a terrible author for High Republic. Was because
this book was so bad.
Oh, so bad.
The book is not bad.
He did that other one with the Christmas one or something. The Holiday Life Day book, short stories. That was so bad.
Who would have thunk, guys?
This edition was only sold in Disney. Well, resold online too, but it was only sold in Disney Parks originally. So the Disney Parks, it sold in what's the Galaxy's of Edge gift shop? I can't remember the name of it.
Just say Galaxy's a gift shop. We know what you're talking
Olga's? No, whatever that is. I'm gonna go 120.
I got the
120.
If it's more than $200, I'm gonna go pick it out of whatever bin it's in and sell it.
Feeble. This is
Marcus is going to sell it.
It's the same book. It's same book. That's
same book. Different cover. Yeah.
You'll never find it, Marco. You have so many bins.
Time you want to hazard a guess?
I know it's like there's like 12 big
180.
That got
180.
Like
180. Ruben says 115. Marcus says they sell it if it's over 200. Marcus
there you go, Marco.
Dig it up and sell it.
250.
250 on May 25th.
What did I say? If
and this was on
over
auction.
200. What you said?
Yeah, I might go
get it on auction.
It's a cool cover, but the book sucks.
Yep.
It really is like one of the worst Star Wars books I've ever read. And we're gonna read one today. And I actually like that book, but like the book we read last week is like 5 million times better than this thing. Oh.
Yeah, his writing got better. All right. So I'm lapsing out of the novels now. We're going to go to a couple different things. These are old role-playing guides. So
I love this one. I was actually going to put this on my thing to look for. I always look at cons for this shit all the time. I think this one's gone down now, though. I think this is $120.
I think it's
95?
120?
120.
I'm going to say 120. You might go with 112 and beat me.
No, I went with 120. You can't. You said 200. I said 120.
I never said 200. I said 120.
Boy.
I never ever said. I'll go lower than you. I'll go fine. I'll go 112.
No, 112 is mine. 112.
I said 110.
You get mad at me for going 120.
You guys can't go 120 or 110. Fuck me in it. $95. Put it up there. Ring it.
We can do what we want.
Those are assholes.
Well, you're both too low. It doesn't matter.
Hey!
Too low. It's 150. April 21st. 150.
I don't pay that.
Nice.
Good luck finding
that. Now, this is similar. This is a role-playing guide, more or less. They call it a module in this version. But this is the Force and Destiny, or the Ghosts of Dathomir module. Now, this was Fantasy Flight, which is not for one, it's not quite as old. It's only 2017. Also, two, Fantasy Flight published very weird things when it got involved in Star Wars role-playing and stuff like that. So
these are officially canon.
They are official. These are officially released in canon. Yes.
So people like it for that reference.
75 books.
I'm gonna go 112. I'm gonna take Marco's number. I'm gonna go 112. Just take his number.
95.
95.
Wayseeker's so stupid.
128, and that finished on auction.
Wow. Yeah, well, it's because Jackass took my number. Because he's
Jackass.
a fucking loser.
I know. Like numbers keep popping up in chat after I do this.
All-time loser ass fucking thing to do.
Damn.
What came at 113? Oh, there's 2 editions for this. This is the limited.
Yeah, so there's no standard edition of Dressing of the Galaxy. This is the deluxe edition. So this was released. You got extra stuff with it. You got.
Did they sell this at the thing? They sell this at the museum thing?
It might have been. It's limited to 200 or 200.
I think they did.
2,500 pieces.
There's a bootleg of this in Japan, so you got to be careful when you're buying this online because sometimes you'll find Japanese people selling this, and that it's the same think it looks like the same thing, but it ain't.
Don't you besmudging the great Japanese people?
I'm just saying, there's a bootleg out there.
Hey, yeah, this ain't China, and this ain't fucking England. Don't you dare besmudge.
I'm telling you,
this is a large reference book that features swaths.
This is why you're banned from Japan. Also, you don't have the money to go over there, but either way,
that's correct.
You'll never be going to Japan.
I'm going to go. With it. I think I'm going to be a little high on this one, but I'm going to say 700.
I'm going to say 620. No, 595.
595.
350.
Dom's going real low. 350.
I'd be buying at 350.
Yeah, actually, I mean, to your price.
I mean, 350 for this, pretty good. Wasn't that much.
I'd be buying at 350.
815. 815.
Oh, Marco's going up.
815.
550 from Ruben. Marco, you should have stuck where you were.
Damn it.
600.
Damn it.
Answer
595. I was right there. I was $5 off. I had it.
You were. Then you went high.
I will say there was a sale after this, but it seemed abnormally high at about like $1,100. So
yay! I won.
I've seen sales for this book that high. I don't think it's
you can take the average of those two. I don't know.
The average of 600, 1,100 is 800.
Yeah.
I'm dead nuts on. I hit it. I hit the low. I hit the high. I hit it all.
No, you didn't hit the high. You didn't hit the high. You didn't hit 1,100. You hit the low.
No, I hit the low. I hit the average. Shut up. At least you didn't hit shit.
But Marco wasn't shown on here. He showed $600. That was it. He didn't show the.
Hey, I don't care. I hit it.
That's why you like to go to Japan, because they don't know English very well. So I think
I hit it. I hit it. Yay! I hit it. I win.
Do you guys want to guess what the book by itself goes for? The book, not all the extras and everything included.
100?
No, 270.
Just the book, not the extras.
It's about 300 to 350 for just the book.
Really, just for the book?
Just for the book.
Wow. Oh yeah.
All right, we got one last one.
Can't get this.
Oh, I like this one.
We actually featured in a news story on this show when it was up about 2 years ago.
Well, we talked to the guy about this.
We talked to the guy that created it too. Yes. So this is Star Wars: The Toy Guy, Volume 1, Kinder Action Figure Collection from 1977 to 1985. This was
Kickstarter, right?
Yep, it was a Kickstarter project. The launch price for it was, I think the listing I pulled up is the Kickstarter launch said 75.
Yep,
pounds,
it was.
I think it was. So that comes out to about $100, roughly speaking, currency exchange rate wise.
This book
that was the original price on this if you bought it through the Kickstarter campaign.
$500.
Yeah, I think you're pretty close. I'm gonna go a little low. I'm gonna go
4.
I'll go 4 1/4.
4 1/4. Tom, you said 4. Is that what you said?
4.
It was 4 even.
Yeah.
Ruben said 4 1/4. That's never a good thing.
You want to adjust that for Ruben?
No, I already said it.
No? All right. You're gonna log it in. You're all a little high, but still not bad.
Dude, yeah.
$300. Front face
They actually just had.
That's triple your profit in less than 2 years. That's pretty good.
They just had a thing too where they could order the books. They had a pre-sale for, but the soft cover, not the hard cover. This is a hard cover.
Yeah, this is the hard cover. This is the real release.
Yeah, so the soft cover is they just had pre-sale.
That was it. That's this week in Star Wars.
Sweet. That's a good one.
Nice.
That's fun, dude.
Yeah,
this is fun.
All right, we got one last thing for us today. I won't take.
No, we're gonna do some more polls before we get bored to shit's death with his thing. So here we go. Next poll.
It's already
Next
2 hours.
poll. We're only gonna do 2. Better Star Wars movie or TV show? Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back, or The Mandalorian? What the fuck?
The Empire Strikes Back. Are you kidding me, man? Please.
Why are you putting that poll? That's dumb.
Whoever says The Mandalorian smoked too much crack, man.
Okay, 9% Mandalorian. 4% refused to vote on it. 31,000 votes. 88% for Empire. All right. All right, here's a good one. This is shoot myself in the left nut or shoot myself in the right nut. Which one? Better Star Wars movie? Episode 7, The Force Awakens, or Episode 9, The Rise of the Skywalker?
I know this one, so I won't say anything.
7. No debate.
Yeah,
here.
it's The Force Awakens. No, the right answer is C results. I refuse to vote on either one. C results did actually only he 27%. Force Awakens got 69. The last shit show got fucking 4. And oh, you already said this. Favorite Star Wars character. What the hell is the end of this one? Ventress versus Fives. Ventress 29%, 561.
Who's doing that? Who's voting for 5?
I don't know. That's fucking.
You see if you can, you probably
That's why it's it's from England because that English people would do that.
You have to go back a little bit, but you can see. You should see if you can pull up one of the Skeleton Crew and what it compares.
No. I'm just gonna do real quickly one more. This is a good one. Better Star Wars movie: Revenge of the Sith. I'm gonna let the chat do this, or Return of the Jedi. There is 43,000 votes on this thing. Revenge of the Sith versus. It's got to be Return, right?
Return.
We're clicking on Return. You're shitting me.
This has got to be UK's.
No, they're saying that
they love
bad things. There's more people who grew up with.
Hey, there's more young people on YouTube than there are old people.
I get that, but come on now.
It's not, gentlemen. It's not even fucking close. 64 to 33.
Revenge.
It is Revenge of the Sith. Get the fuck out of here.
Those UK people.
All right, Wayseeker. On that depressing note, let's do something that's probably won't seem as depressing now.
All right. We got Wayseeker. Greatest book title.
What are they doing her face?
Right here.
Yeah, I'm with you guys on this, by the way. That was
by
Ruben.
By Marco's favorite author. This is her farewell book.
I'll tell you this. I used to. Can I do a PSA on this? I've always criticized people who sit in a library or sit in a bookstore and will read a book. I don't criticize them either because maybe they are podcasters and they know that Justine Ireland is the god worst dog shit writer of all time. So they absolutely refuse to pay $1 stinking dollar for her shit-filled storylines. And then that's why I doubt that's the truth. But considering it took me 3 weeks to read this, yes, Dom. Did you have
I'm just going to say, this story takes place before the Acolyte, so we find out what happened to...
yes.
This story takes place
20 years
in a toilet because this is dog paper and it's trash.
I don't agree with Marco's assessment of this book. But
of course you don't, but it's 100% correct.
It's 20 years before the Acolyte. So about 100 years after.
Hey, Dom, if you're going to finally read a novel, this ain't the one.
I know. I'm just saying. I want to ask, it gives you the why she was such a...
JJ, you finished this
actually.
Do what?
Did you finish this one?
Not entirely, but I got enough of the gist to do a...
Yeah, you can get the gist by fucking...
All right.
About 90%, probably. 95%.
You got the main characters of this book. You got Vern, not surprisingly, and Indara, and J6. J6, if you remember, is the droid that Avon had around forever.
Hey, can I just really quickly point out one thing? The only thing that can make this book worse is if we had to do a book report on this book.
It's not a book report. If you never have read a book, it's not a book report. J6, Indara, and Vern.
You're identifying the characters. You're going to identify their overall theme.
Your other characters,
the climax, and the finish.
We got Diva.
Oh shit!
And Yaddle. And there's a bunch of other people that
they put her in a book, but they won't put her on TV.
Dom, it wasn't worth even reading.
TV. How are you going to release the jaw and have her eat somebody?
You can do it. Show head move. Come on, man.
That's a hard character to do on TV.
No, it's not. They did alien movies.
Oh, you don't have to show her eating people necessarily, but yeah.
That's just what she does. She unhinges her jaw and she eats people.
That's awesome. I want to see that in live action, man.
I know, it's just hard to do.
It worked in Blade too.
Anyway, you got lots of storylines here. I'm not going to go over all of them. I will say, if you liked Rising Storm, this is pretty much a sequel to Rising Storm in many ways. Well, as much as it's an Acolyte prequel, it's a sequel to Kevin Scott's Rising Storm. I will say that you kind of need to read Rising Storm to pick up this book, which is a weird thing.
That's not a silly point.
Because it's all about part of that is all about the search for the 4-7 nullifiers, and if you remember, that was a small portion of Rising Storm.
That's not what this book was. That's not what this is about. This is about people fucking way seeking and fucking.
Hey, did Jedi read this book? Because you know he's a diva.
No, Jedi can't read.
Yeah, Wookiee says he thought this book was okay. Too.
No, he said okay, which is, in his words is it was shit.
No, it is not. He's disagreeing with you. He said it's okay. Sorry, Margo.
No, but saying it's okay is for him. He's just being polite. I've met him before. That means that the book's shit. It's okay.
But there were some interesting parts of this book. If you read Resistance Reborn, I think one of the interesting things there was the Collective, which was a group of scientists. She picks back up on that and kind of gives them a cool hideout in the middle of wild space. I think Ty York is one of the worst characters of the High Republic. This is probably the best Ty York we've gotten, which doesn't say much because Ty York kind of does suck and still kind of does suck. But
here's the thing: they did the exact same fucking thing they did with Ty York on this. So,
but the interesting thing is, we know, spoiler, that at some point she goes back to the Order. So she stops being a monster hunter, goes back to the Order, and then she leaves again. That's all weird. This is the part about when you're jumping 100 years in the future. You're always skipping a lot of stuff that doesn't make characters the same.
For 100 years in the future, there's way too many callbacks to 100 years in the past in this book. I don't even know why Ty York's in this thing. I don't recall in all of her and Vernestra being that. I don't recall them being close enough to have a fallout. And
I mean, it's weird.
That same with her and Diva. Her and Diva Lompop, I think, met for 2 chapters of a previous book.
No, they've been in 4 or 5 books together because Diva was.
But their stories didn't overlap that much.
Diva was Avon's bodyguard, and so Vern got all that.
Avon's bodyguard, not Vernestra's bodyguard.
So anyway, I'm not surprised, given how tied Avon and Vern are all through all the books, that Avon and Diva, or Vernestra and Diva, have a history together. That makes complete sense.
Yeah, but does it say Jabba the Hutt that saved her, that rescued her?
No.
Anyway, you get Vernestra stuff.
I'm sorry, I rather do polls than have to.
You get Indara stuff in this book.
Marco loves the polls.
These are my impressions. I did a little differently here.
You gave it 4 stars. You're a fucking troll. You're full of shit. You troll ass bitch.
I gave this book 4 stars.
Dude, I haven't got enough sleep. Fucking deal with this dog shit.
Explain
no, JJ bullshit. You read this book. You know he's full of shit. You know
he's fucking
stars.
Good. This is one of the better books we've got.
Yeah, no, not a C plus. A C. Wookie, you would have maybe a D plus.
One of the better Ireland books we've gotten. I don't know. There's one of the better books.
One of the better books we've gotten in a while. We've had some really crappy books,
bro. This is top 5 shit filled books.
No. We had no relationship nonsense. Again, that's 2 books in a row that Ireland's given us no relationship nonsense.
Dude, those long monologues, whole bullshit. Those long monologues about Wayseeking and shit like that is just the same dog shit. It's not about, I think you misunderstand my problem with her fucking writing. It's not about oh, I want this chick to fuck this chick, to fuck this dude, to fuck this chick, to fuck this dude, fuck this dude. That has nothing to do with it. The inner fucking monologues that stop the fucking...
I don't think it did, but I listened to
it. It did! With the fucking personal feeling bullshit, dude. I swear to God, these Jedi who are not supposed to have that much personal introspective and personal feelings, for that, I'm surprised they all didn't die off from just sitting, not eating, fucking thinking so much about themselves and doing inner monologues the whole time.
I will say that was
they inner monologue the fuck out of this.
Everything Vern did was in first person. Everything everybody else did was in third person.
Yeah, that was horrible.
I didn't like that.
When I said choices, that was one of the choices.
That's right there. That's right there. Minus 2.5 stars.
No, it wasn't that bad. Again,
you said it was horrible. You said it was horrible. I told it was dog shit. Dog shit's 1 star. Horrible. 3 at most.
What I like about this book is I really think it did redeem Vernestra.
Oh my God.
After the Acolyte. Acolyte really messed up Vernestra.
But it takes place before it.
I get that, but it's 20 years, and we kind of understand why.
Wookie Fanatic gives all his kids a curve.
At the end of the book,
where they deserve
D's. You might not have read the end of the book. At the end of the book, we figure out why she goes back to the Republic and why she starts working with the Senate.
It's not. Yes, it's stupid.
And it made sense on that part of it. So
no. She just threw shit together at the end to say hey, here we go.
Tell us why she shaved her head,
bro.
Yeah, it did actually tell you why she shaved her head. Yeah. It does get into that.
Oh yeah, Wayseeker, why don't you tell him about that? About how good that is.
Tell me.
Well, come on, tell them how great it is, Wayseeker.
It was
good. Hey, good job, Dom. Good way to bring up some bullshit.
It was a way to make her more intimidating to the council.
She thought if she shaved her head, they'd think she's a gangster. Yeah. Like, so that's what she did.
He did a shit.
And she did.
Inner monologue style, by the way. Inner monologue style.
I mean, once again, kind of gangster.
Once again, what did I say? It's all about the feelings. Touching myself, my feelings.
She did to the Pope. I know the council's going to get mad at me. I don't care. I'm going to do it because I'm Vanessa Rowe. And then she shakes her head.
I don't care what other people say about me. I don't care if they think poorly of me. I'm going to do it because I think it makes me a gangster. That's totally
not who she was in this book.
Ooh, I watched MTV Jams. Now I'm a gangster.
It was intimidating. I agree.
It was not intimidating.
All I want to do is complexify a word.
Huh?
It is a word. It is.
No. Look at me.
That was one of the weak parts.
I go to work.
Yeah, hey, they should have given. Hey, right, they should have given her a license. That's why she has to shave her head. I agree.
I mean, Endara was one of the worst parts of Acolyte, and I.
Hey, you know, right?
I actually liked Endara in this book.
Hey, Marco,
but
put my clip on.
Okay.
Huh?
Let me actually talk for a second. The problem I have with all that, Wayseeker, is this takes place before Acolyte. You can say it redeems her, but it doesn't really redeem her because her actions in Acolyte are still there.
You
it's
can't
the same with
fix
Endara.
that,
Endara's still a dumb Jedi master in Acolyte.
You can't fix it. So just like with the Clone Wars,
Thrawn would just be such a bad sexual lover.
I mean,
just like during the Clone Wars TV show, you can't fix the problems with Revenge of the Sith. You can't fix all this stuff, but you got to do your best to.
You can. You can. You just don't let her write books anymore. Like
she did a great job. She did way better on Vernestra than the Acolyte did.
I still feel like this. I feel like this is not the Vernestra they introduced us to in Phase 1. I still didn't feel that way.
Yeah, and I feel like I agreed.
Like the way seeking thing was almost like my Rumspringa from the Amish type thing. like she's like just running from her problem type of thing.
Right. And then secondly, the shaving of the head thing was like such a very childish. I'm a 12-year-old girl trying to lash out at my fucking parents
Wookiee thing. Over half star, but I think Wookiee's in the right neighborhood. 3.5 stars, 4 stars.
I feel like
he says he's an easy grade. He goes, I'm an easy grader. He gave it 3.5 stars. That means he gave it 2 stars too many.
Hey,
so he's really at 1.5.
Two.
Marco, listen. You know what? Look, okay, listen. I know I didn't read the book.
No,
but if it made certain points to understand certain things,
she shaved her head. I know. Literally sound like a 12-year-old girl. She gave an excuse for that, being a 12-year-old girl mad at her fucking parents. Like that's stupid.
It was not that.
Yes, it was.
The council called her back, and she didn't want to come back, and so she's like, "I'm gonna show you up. I'm gonna get all these people in here. I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do." And she just kind of busted down doors.
Well, they asked him, so did it talk about her former?
Always been.
Did it talk about her former Padawan, the stranger?
And then the freaking people. I loved how like Oppo got so mad at her, he like just fell asleep. He's like, I ain't gonna even listen to you.
Did he talk about?
No, that's why. Because when a little baby throws a temper
tantrum, it's not a book about Quimir, Dom. There's a whole other book about that.
I know, but I'm just saying that was her freaking apprentice.
Well, so there was an interesting part of this book where the reason she went to Wayseeking, Dom. The reason she went to Wayseeking is because she lost her Padawan.
Okay, which one?
I think it implied that that's Khmer, or whatever the guy's name. What
happened to her first Padawan anyway? Remember when she lost him too?
Did he die?
Emery died. They said Emery died.
He died.
Of old age.
No, I mean, but he becomes a knight on his own, without her even around. Is my point. She lost him too. It's not like.
No, I mean, she was just trapped behind the stone wall.
She thinks she's a gangster.
Still lost. When you don't know where somebody is.
She went past into the stone wall to find him, and then she found him, and then he's like, "I'm good." And then she turned him into a knight. She knighted him.
She thinks he's dead, though. I think.
No, but she found him and she knighted him.
No, I mean,
also stupid.
She thinks he's dead.
So
he thinks Quimir dead.
I don't have a problem with that. So
my biggest problem though was
that was a relationship nonsense thing, and you have here no relationship nonsense.
What relationship nonsense?
The whole relationship between her and the board and her Padawan that she then decides to fucking for no reason night.
That's not the relationship he's talking about.
That's not that type of relationship I'm talking about with Ireland that you always give her on the hard time for.
The inner monologue bullshit relationships is yes, 100%.
More Quimir and more stranger. That's all I care about. I don't care.
I think
there's no Quimir in this book, and
I think we get a hint of it. I think we get a hint of it, Dom, but that's all we get.
I My biggest problem with it, though, is what makes it a bad story for me are the three things you have in your negative. Like to me, those don't redeem the book, and the other stuff doesn't redeem it enough. In the fact that, like, it's a very simple story with like no stakes. There's like 0 fucking stakes in this book, like anything of interest.
Agreed.
The villains again are completely forgettable, like you say, not interesting. And the weird first person, like the only person in first person point of view in this is Vern, and then literally like even Indara, who's a lot of stories told in this, is in third person, which works out very weirdly. So, I mean, to me, that's what makes it a bad book necessarily. Not the relationship crap, the interval, like all that, but like, I mean,
I think it had so much work to do after Acolyte messed up with Vern. That's what I feel like her task was to do, was trying to redeem Vern after it. I think that was the only point of the book.
But damn,
that doesn't mean it's
shaving
good.
your head to lash out at the come on, man. That's the more intimidating. That's BS, man. That's BS.
I don't know. I didn't know.
Also, I didn't like. Did you like all the call? Like literally, there's like cameos and callbacks of like High Republic people left and right in this thing. I don't know if I like that as much as
Chef, hold on. This is an interesting question.
It's like 150 years later. Why are we still talking about Stellan Geos?
Yeah, he's dead forever. Hey, let me ask you a question here, Chef. Are we considering like, can we just use? Are we considering new, old, or in the High Republic? Are those all separates? Are we considering like if it's one book of a trilogy? Are we doing the whole trilogy? Can we use the whole trilogy as one? Like you got to give us better parameters in this because there's a lot of novels there.
Hey, listen,
so if I'm going to answer, Chef, to me, like Lost Stars is number 1 for me. For that, number 2 would be Thrawn.
Lost Stars.
Lost Stars is 1. Thrawn would be number 2. I'll go with the first
Lost
book.
Stars. Lost Stars is good, but Lost Stars number 1 overall.
Yeah, absolutely.
Out of all books or out of new?
I'm going canon. I'm going canon.
Huh? I think he's just doing canon.
Okay, canon.
I'm going Lost Stars. I'm going Thrawn.
You have Lost Stars over Dark Disciples. You have Lost Stars over Master Apprentice. You have Lost Stars over Tarkin. You have Lost Stars over what?
Lost Stars, Tarkin, and now Lost Stars, Thrawn, and then I probably will pick Alphabet Squadron as my third. The first book.
You have Lost Stars above.
Yes, Lost Stars is my favorite.
Top 3. It's completely subjective.
Dark Disciple.
No. You can have an opinion. It can still be fucking wrong. I mean, that's the definition of opinion is that the shit can be wrong. It's not a fact.
No, but I can tell you what my top 3 is. Right now, Lost Stars is
your top 3 is fucking wrong.
No debate for me. For Lost Stars is 1. None.
You don't have Dark Disciples in your top 5?
Dark Disciples.
Yeah, top 3. I didn't go 5. I went 3.
That's because you fucking stuttered through 3 and it was so wrong.
Yes, 3. You aren't giving anything. You're just making fun of me.
I'm telling you that Dark Disciples got. I gave you 10. I gave you 5 books right off the top because I said
you got 3. You have to pick 3, not 5. 3. Pick 3.
Why? He didn't say.
He said 3.
Okay,
he said
3.
3. Pick 3.
You have to read.
And then he also said
I think I gotta have Dark Disciples someplace in the top 3. Have to have it in the top 3. Have to.
Okay, and your other 2?
Well, I'm trying to decide. I do like Thrawn. I'll agree. Thrawn is in top 3. I'll give Wayseeker that. And then it's really, I mean, the problem with me, not Wayseeker, who seemed to like, the next book is really tough because there's a lot of good things there. You got Bloodline, which is the best Leia ever. You got, I thought Master and Apprentice was done very well. I like Tarkin too. I think Tarkin was really good. I think if you're out of top 10, you can probably put Phasma book in there. The Phasma book was okay, but a little bit rip off from Tarkin.
The Phasma book, I enjoyed the Phasma book.
Pegasus isn't canon. So I don't know where I would if I had all the Star Wars. I'm just doing canon here.
I like the Aftermath trilogy. The
Aftermath trilogy. If we could do a trilogy, the Aftermath trilogy is good,
but it's not top 3.
Oh, Aftermath. What?
Come on, what?
It's good. It's not top 3.
I agree with Wayseeker there. I would put that.
The only reason I think it was the only reason I think you could argue that maybe you'd have to have it in top 5. You're telling me that the Aftermath trilogy is not better than Alphabet Squad?
I like the Alphabet Squad better.
So I'm not saying it's not.
I
hold on, though.
I thought the third book wasn't that good. And
no, because I think he was. I mean, realistically, he was doing more stuff after that. So I think
Well,
it was
that's fine. I
going to be
just
kind of
don't
like
think it was very good. The third book wasn't that good. The
first book was good.
Well, the first one was good, and Dark Disciples definitely.
Plagueis isn't in there. It's not canon. Dungeon. Sorry.
What do you think? What do you got, JJ? He's going to be hesitant to put Lost Stars in there now, but after Marco's
Lost Stars is top 10, no doubt.
It's tough for me. I would say probably Thrawn, like the first Thrawn. I hesitate to do trilogies because, like you said, they can be so uneven sometimes.
Yeah, it's
the
tough.
First Thrawn trilogy, not Ascendancy, but the first one.
Yeah, first one. Yeah, we got what you're saying.
Would be probably number one.
Yeah,
I don't know if I put anything else in a particular order. It's tough. One book we featured on here that I really enjoyed was the Battlefront Inferno Squadron book.
Yeah,
it was very good.
Oh, that's fair. That's a good book. That's definitely top 10. Also,
I don't know. It's so hard to rank stuff like that because you remember them, then you don't remember how much you enjoyed them. Seeing it's been like 6 years or 7 years or whatever since you read a book, and you've read so much other crap.
I think top 3 is tough. Can we just do top? Can we do top 5?
Dark Disciples would be up there. I'd probably have to put Dark Disciples in top 3, probably.
Huh.
And then I don't know. I'm gonna stick with. I'm trying to think if I like Alphabet Squadron or I almost like Inferno Squad better, just because it's self-contained and not like.
Yeah, you can give it to Inferno Squad's good. I
like Claudia Gray's stuff, but if I had to pick 3 in just my level of enjoyment, I think I would put her just outside the top 3. Probably Master and Apprentice and Lost Stars being there. But
I think that's why you got to do 10, right? Because if you do 10, then all of a sudden you get Bloodline, you get Master and Apprentice for sure, you get Stars for sure, you get what was the Kanan in Hera book?
New Dawn.
New Dawn. You get New Dawn in there.
Top 10.
New Dawn? New Dawn's super underrated.
But it's
super underrated.
I think you're gonna get to like 15 books, and you're gonna have to cut when you make your list.
Let's make it for next week. But I don't think so. No, I think 10 is okay because you're gonna want to cut some.
Are you gonna put any High Republic books in your top 10?
Not a fucking one. Not a fucking one.
What was Gray's first one? I can't remember now. The young adult one.
That was
Into Darkness.
Into the Dark. Into the Dark was good.
I mean, that might make top 15 though. That makes top 15. That doesn't make top 10. Top 10's tough, bro. There were some those first couple of years. There was bangers. I mean, just
we haven't had a book in the top 10 in 3 years. I don't think.
When did Infernal Squad come out?
Infernal Squad came out when the game came out,
like 2017.
Yeah.
We haven't. I don't think we've had a top 10 book since 2018.
Well, listen, I don't read a lot of novels.
I really liked it's not really a book, but I would probably put Dooku in there.
Dooku's good. So the High Republic book
Dooku's good.
The High Republic book that
top 10, top 10 though, right, JJ?
Probably.
Jedi Lost.
It's an audiobook, so it's different. I haven't actually read the
audiobook that I like just as much though is Lord and D's one. And if I'm going to put it top.
Yeah, I don't think that's as good as Jedi Lost.
Was it Tempest Runner? I think
Tempest Runner.
Tempest Runner was good though. Tempest Runner was good.
The other one sucked. The Tempest Breaker or whatever.
Tempest Runner. I think JJ's right. The Claudia Gray book. I'll be honest with you. The Charles Soule first book, Claudia Gray book. If it's High Republic, there's only 3. Claudia Gray's book, the first book, and then
Tempest.
The Tempest. That's it. The rest of them, maybe a man book here. If you go in top 5, you can throw a man book in here or there. But I mean, nothing really.
Even like the non High Republic books haven't been great. Like they've been okay.
Recently, no, they've been
okay. Like the one about the Inquisitor was a fine book.
Yeah, it was not good.
But it's not top. It's nowhere near.
No, it's not top 20 though.
No,
it's not even top 20.
What was the one? Although this may be a little bit older, but what was the one that was in between the 2 Jedi Survivor games? Can't remember the title of the book now.
What was that one? Shadow Fall. That was part of wasn't that part of Alphabet Squad? That was good.
Yeah, it was. That was Alphabet Squad. That was the second book, I think. That series was so good. You mean like the Cal Kestis?
It was good. It was good.
Yeah, I can't remember the title of the book.
That book was
but it wasn't
horrible.
bad. I remember it being pretty good.
It was pretty bad. It had like the Marin and sex scene for like 20 pages.
Yeah, that'd go a little too long now. Let's just say.
It was a little too
That's what I
long.
mean, though. When you read all this, when you take in all this content, especially in different forms and stuff, and I don't remember that being a thing until you brought it back up, and then it popped into my head. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think the canon has had a lot of good books, Dungeon. I mean, let's be clear. Legacy had horrible books.
Oh, Legacy had some
Horrible.
trash
Like
books.
those X-Wing books, there's like 19 of them. Or how many ever there were?
Hey, you better watch your mouth. JJ likes those
19 are pretty
dog
good.
shit books. He likes those dog shit books.
I don't know why they took this out of canon.
They're horrible.
They are
all
fucking horrible.
Shadows.
Huh?
Shadows of the Empire should have stayed.
I mean, there's some good. I'm not disagreeing with you, Dom. There's some good ones. I'm just saying, Legacy had a ton of books, and the majority of them were horrible.
Yeah.
There were good ones.
All right, you ready? Hey, you ready to go through High Republic books to see if Convergence? That was trash. Oh wait. Was Convergence the trash one?
Convergence was
Not good.
It wasn't good. I wouldn't call it trash.
Yeah, okay, so it's trash.
Orange.
Shit, what the fuck happened here? I clicked.
There's
Well, I lost.
The worst
I
book
lost
of
the
all
list.
time.
So.
The worst
What?
book of all time is canon, and it's the Honeymoon Legacy.
Oh
That
yeah,
book.
that thing.
That is the worst book of all time.
That's pretty bad. High Republic. Wow, those High Republic ones are. High Republic Phase 1 was
Good books.
Into the Dark by Claudia Gray. That was good. Light of the Jedi Soul. That was okay. The Test of Courage, Ireland, crap. The Rising Storm, mid by Scott. Race to Crash Tower. That was tiny. It was okay by Older. Probably his best writing, though, in a novel form. Out of the Shadows, Ireland, crap. Tempest Runner, great by Scott. Mission to Disaster by Ireland, crap. Midnight Horizon by Older, mid at best. Fallen Stars, decent by Gray. Republic, that was Republic Phase 1. Republic Phase 2.
They're all terrible.
Republic Phase 2 is Convergence,
My favorite character of
not
all
great. Quest of the Hidden City by Man, mid. Actually, Path of Descent by Ireland Grant, mid. Battle of Jeddah by Man, mid. Catechism.
It wasn't bad with the Han and Kira book.
What was that?
Was it Most
It
Wanted?
wasn't bad. Yeah,
It wasn't bad.
that was the one that Dom promised he was going to read, and he still hasn't read it.
What, Crimson Climbing? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, the Kira book. Yeah. That was-
Crimson Climbing, yeah.
You never read it. You own it back there.
I own it, but I didn't read it.
Catalyst
Force,
was
that was
pretty
not good. What Padme and Queen's Peril by Johnson was okay.
But
I just don't think that makes top 10. That there's no way that makes top 10.
especially the third book ruined.
We
that
forgot
book.
about that. What does Ahsoka make now? Because
Ahsoka-
Ahsoka's a top 10
Ahsoka is
book.
not top 10 anymore.
Ahsoka's a top 10 book.
It's not
But
anymore.
Dave Filoni fucking ripped it up and shit
You
all over.
consider it canon, though.
It's not
Yeah.
anymore.
So you don't consider it
ruined
canon anymore?
Ahsoka.
I mean, it's not canon anymore, technically, right? When you write over it with new canon,
Yeah.
right? I mean,
Okay, so but what I'm saying is, if it was still canon and he didn't do it, do you put
Top 10.
It's,
It's top 10 if it's not.
it's top 10? It's top 10 if it's canon. Okay, yeah.
But it's not anymore.
Dooku Lost,
I don't
Queen's
know if I like it quite that much.
Brotherhood. What was Brotherhood about? I don't remember.
That was
Obi-Wan
about
and
Obi and
Obi-Wan having the feelings for another dude. He kind of made Obi-Wan bisexual.
It did not.
Really?
It was one
I
where he
don't-
went to this
I don't remember
planet
that.
and they had the orbs.
Yeah,
They
the little
hit
kid,
flying
he
up and
was a
down.
young kid. He had the feelings for the dude. It was basically like that.
He had feelings
it
as a
wasn't
17-year-old.
You didn't write. You didn't read that. No. Catalyst, a rogue story. I thought that was a good book.
both Leia books are good by Gray.
Yep.
Bloodline and the,
Thrawn
base
and Ascended
book-
Sea and
The
Chaos
next
are a
book is
little
canon.
tough.
That thing was Shattered Glass was horrible.
Dark Disciple was very good. Reign of the Empire, The Mask of Fear.
That's the one we just read last
Yeah.
time. That was one
that
where
one
you
was
get
great.
Cyborg, Mon Mothma.
Yeah. Sanctuary.
it
The
was
Inquisitor
good.
Red Blade was not good.
Red Blade was good. You actually
It wasn't-
rated that one really good.
It
It
was
just
okay.
it just wasn't important It's hard to put in your top 10 for a book.
In Wild Space. I'm not going to go through any of those. Ascendancy, we already talked about. Ahsoka, we said it's not canon anymore, even though it's still listed as a canon book officially. We're not calling it canon anymore. The Thrawn and Thrawn Imperial, that was good. Lords of the Sith, we forgot about that. Lords of the Sith, that was a decent book. Tarkin, Rebel Rising. Rebel Rising was good, actually.
Was okay.
That was okay. Yeah, it was okay. Most Wanted, mid. Crimson Climb, I don't remember.
Crimson Climb was a book.
Oh, okay.
Had good moments. Yeah. That was Johnson.
Yeah, that was Johnson. Battle Scar. I actually enjoyed that book. Jedi Battle Scars. I don't care what anybody says. I enjoyed it. Lando's Luck was not good.
That's Carson, I think.
No. Guess I just saw who it is. No wonder it wasn't good.
Was it Ireland too?
Hey, take a wild guess. This is Lando falling in love with fucking machines and shit. Take a wild guess who wrote this fucking book.
Oh, man.
Take a wild guess.
We already know it's Ireland. Go on.
Yeah,
move on.
There it is. Okay. The New Dawn was done by Miller. I thought that was a good book.
The Obi-Wan.
JJ does too. Huh?
Obi-Wan young adult book. Was it?
Yeah, there's been a couple Kenobi books. You mean like the old school Kenobi book?
No, I mean
Lost Stars by Gray was good.
I'll find it. It's on
Rebels.
gotta be on this list.
Servants of the Empire.
Padawan. It was just called Padawan. That wasn't bad.
Padawan.
Yeah, Padawan. Leia, Princess of Alderaan. Wasn't bad. That was by Gray too. It wasn't as good though. That was not as good as Bloodlines.
Correct.
I don't know what that was. That seems like a mini book. OUA. Yeah, that's just tiny.
Hey,
Guardians of the Wills wasn't bad either. Wasn't great.
The After book's actually an audio book.
And it was actually pretty good. Did you think it was good?
It's mostly just a retelling of the comic, though. To be honest.
Yeah. Comic retelling. Yeah. It's fine.
Yeah.
Golden. What's her name? Christine Golden. Is that who it is?
Yeah.
She's got some secretly. She did Battlefront 2 Inferno Squad. She's got some secret winners on this list, dude. She really does.
She's one of my favorite.
Smuggler's Run, mid at best. Heir to the Jedi. Jason Fry's overrated. The Dr. Aphra audio. What did we say about that?
Yeah,
I think it was
pretty good, but the story wasn't. It wasn't really an original book, so I don't know.
Oh, John Jackson Miller Kenobi. That's what he said.
Yeah.
Oh, that was good too.
Yeah.
That's not canon though, but yeah.
That's not. Yeah, it's a good book.
Battlefront Twilight
just
Company.
before the end of canon, I think.
That was okay. That was a freed book. The Prince and the Scoundrel.
Your Shadow of the Sith.
Prince and the Scoundrel is the honeymoon book.
Oh, that shit was horrible.
That's the worst book of all time.
Shadow of the Sith with Luke.
Shadow of the Sith
with
Luke and
your
Lando.
boy.
Shadow of the Sith.
Yeah.
All you gotta say about that
is your boy.
Khan! That's what we got on Shadow of the Sith.
Alphabet Squad was great. Aftermath was great. Shadowfall by Freed, which was part of the Alphabet Squad, was good. Life Debt, which was Aftermath. Those all were good. We're just gonna. All those are good. I'm not gonna go through them all. Last Shot. Oh, Older did Last Shot.
Older. That was not good.
Yeah.
Light of the Jedi. That's the High Republic. Light of the Jedi.
Yeah.
Bloodline was good.
A decent Han book, although it's not canon. Scoundrels is good with Timothy Zahn. That was pretty good.
Yeah. Join the Resistance is not good. Phasma was okay. It's just too much like.
You know what's
Phasma
was like Mad Max because her planet was more of a Mad Max type planet.
No, it was a bad version of Tarkin. Go read Tarkin, then read Phasma, and you'll be like, wow, they just copied a lot of shit. Galaxy's Edge, the Back Spear was yeah.
You know what one is canon? Is not canon, but is recent. Which was actually not too bad. Was the Ronin one? That was pretty good.
Yeah,
the Ronin book. Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, that's pretty much. We went through that, but we could come up with the top 10 list for next week. Let's leave on 2 more polls, and then we'll call it a night. Favorite Star Wars character: Jango Fett or Tarks?
Tarks.
Jango Fett.
Jango's gonna win.
Tarkin's gonna win, but I almost vote Tarkin to be honest.
30-63 though. 30-63. Tarks had 30. 63. Jango wins. We did Bad Batch versus the Underworld. I cannot believe that. 71.
There's some crazy ones. Try to find one. I wonder what your take on one of the old clone. There's ones that compare like old Clone Wars to like.
I will, but let me do this one first. Fucking bullshit. Din versus Thrawn.
Oh,
Din's gonna win.
From your reaction that Din wins.
Din's gonna win, but Thrawn.
Well, Din's gonna win. Din's gonna win because it's not the version of Thrawn that
but
people
can
want.
you blame them? If you had to pick Din or Thrawn from Ahsoka, who would you pick?
I would pick Din all the way.
But it's not.
Now, Thrawn,
hold on.
Hey,
hold on. This website covers a lot of book reading orders, so.
But
here, hey guys, I'll tell you this.
This
It's not going to get closer than 50-50 here. 48% Din, 42% Thrawn.
Yeah, well, if it was Thrawn from Timothy Zahn novels, Heir to the Empire, that he would have blew a friggin' Din Djarin on water.
I agree with you, but I just say a lot of people only know Thrawn from Ahsoka.
I know. Yeah.
Clone Wars, the cartoon versus Andor, the TV show.
Clone Wars.
I guarantee you, Clone Wars won.
It's Clone Wars. The answer is Clone Wars.
Andor should win. Andor's
better. No, the answer is Clone Wars.
The answer is Andor.
Andor wins now, but Clone Wars
65.
Andor,
65 for
Clone
Wars.
Clone Wars and the movie were not good.
Clone Wars brought a lot of
it's not the movie, it's the TV show, it's a cartoon.
I know the first two seasons not good.
Clone Wars, and it was never as good as Andor.
But listen to me.
The
Clone Wars cartoon actually gave life to the prequel trilogy.
I'm not disagreeing with you, but you can't. Andor's the greatest thing we've gotten.
Yeah, that is the greatest thing now that we've gotten.
Andor's the greatest thing we've gotten.
Okay, whatever. That's a bad take, Wayseeker.
No, it's not.
Favorite Star Wars character, C-3PO or Grievous?
Grievous should win.
Grievous.
Let's see 3PO.
Grievous wins 56-30.
Well, Grievous is awesome, but C-3PO is a legend.
Okay, listen to this bullshit.
Why though?
Favorite characters, R2-D2 or Plo Koon? How do they come up with the characters to go head to head?
I don't know. It could be randomly generated. I have no idea.
But
R2-D2 wins it.
R2 should win.
R2.
95-5.
77-20. 77-20.
Not fair.
R2.
All right, here they try again. Tales of the Empire versus Droids. Fucking hell.
Old
droids.
Yes.
Droids.
I bet you.
Tales of the Empire.
Tales of the Empire was
Droids wins. Droids. I'm gonna say Droids.
Tales of the Empire.
Tales of the Empire 67%. These people don't even know what the fuck droids are.
Nope.
Oh my god! You guys ready for this?
How much for 2 more polls? We're like on 47.
Hey, I know, but you gotta do this one because these matchups are wild. Wayseeker, ready for this one? Count Dooku versus Revan.
Dooku.
Again, you said nobody knows Revan. They just
see that's the thing. Revan. I would say Revan, but the whole fact is that Revan. People know Dooku.
No, people don't know what Revan is, but he's cool because he's got 2 lightsabers. That like the picture.
You can't see, always see the name.
No, they show pictures here. Revan's got a sweet mask and 2 upside down lightsabers.
Revan's got
Revan's
got a Mandalorian mask.
Dooku should still win.
Mandalorian mask and he lights 2 lightsabers. That's freaking awesome.
Dooku wins 38-35. Dooku wins 38-55. Oh my god, no fucking way. New Hope. Why is this even a thing? New Hope against Attack of the Clones.
New Hope.
New Hope should win 98-2.
No way.
No,
81%, 81-16.
100%.
There was one that was like Attack of the Clones.
No, hold on.
No, we said 2.
No, this Wayseeker, we got to do this one. Acolyte versus Resistance.
Acolyte.
Ooh, Acolyte.
100 to 0.
Acolyte should win. I don't know if it will.
Acolyte should. No. See the results. 65% won. The voting is actually 20% for Acolyte, 15% for Resistance. People refuse to vote on these 2.
Wow, that was very close though.
Finally, for the final one for Dom, Mara Jade Skywalker versus Padme.
Okay. Versus Padme.
It's gonna be Padme.
It's gonna be
Padme because people don't
71-20. 71. See, that's what I'm telling you. Star Wars fans, Dom, very minority giving a shit. Oh my god, they put Ahsoka Tano against Boba Fett.
You just said the very. I
know. It is. I didn't tell you this one. I just told you.
Boba Fett. Okay.
No, I'm not asking you the answer. Basically, doesn't want us doing it.
Let's do it. Do it.
I don't know. Chat, do you want us to do it? Is there even a chat?
It might give Dom a heart attack. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's a chat left.
Tom
for
better
this.
take his blood pressure pill first.
Okay, what are we saying, boys? Boys, what are we saying? Ahsoka or Boba Fett? What are we voting on?
Ahsoka.
Ahsoka. From the last 5 years alone, Boba Fett is overweight and a horrible. Not even close. I mean, Ahsoka,
I'm just gonna tell you, if this poll has anything to do with where Star Wars fandom is, you don't need Boba Fett and Mandalorian. You need more Ahsoka Tano. Ahsoka Tano 60-34.
Can you blame them?
Fuck those
ass
people.
whooping.
No, fuck those people. I cut them off. I don't give a shit about that.
To be fair, Ahsoka was grandma and horrible as well.
Wait, hold on. Oh my God! The Clone Wars movie versus the Book of Boba Fett. You don't want to know the answer?
What was it?
The Clone War movie. No. Sorry. That's not true. Clone Wars. What's his name? Gindi. Clone Wars Gindi versus Book of Boba Fett.
It should be Clone Wars Gindi, but it's probably Book of Boba Fett.
No, it's gonna be Clone Wars. Clone Wars will win. No way people are picking Book of Boba Fett.
Not enough people watched that.
Clone Wars Gindi 81-11.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. People hated.
How do you put Princess Leia against Maul? That's not even a line.
Oh, jeez.
All right, let's go.
I don't know. No, this is
we got things
intriguing.
to do.
No, we don't. We'll do more polls next week when Wayseeker's not here. Because hey, we'll do more polls when the cool kids are here and the fucking dork that wants to do book reports.
Is it? But if it's Leia in a slave gear, it's Leia.
Yeah.
Go read Wayseeker. It's 4 stars. Don't listen to Marco. It's actually a pretty good book.
Even the guy who gave this review said I reviewed it too high and I give it 3.5 stars. That means it's a 1.5. Thank you very much. Wayseeker's garbage. Don't pay for that book. Go to your local bookstore. Sit there for a couple hours. Thumb through it. Put it back up there.
Bathroom with you though. Don't do that.
Do absolutely, because nobody should buy it at all.
Marco, my clip. Put my clip on at the end. Just put it on at the end.
Is that what you've been asking? I thought you meant his loving thing.
Just put it.
Why? What's your clip again? What does it say?
As long as I'm fucking breathing, I'm gonna say shit. I'm gonna say it all.
I don't know why he thinks that's a good look.
I love that.
But that's okay. All right. That's all I got, guys. We're later.